Hello, we're back with some more
Hi,
random
everybody.
encounter. Hello,
Hello.
how's everyone doing? Um, we're back with ManySidedDice. He's graciously hosting this game for us. If you don't know who he is or what he stands for, uh, he
Truth, justice, and
yeah, truth, justice, and money for all. He is the author of this wonderful book called Lost Artifacts of Greyghast. It's got an amazing collection of magic items that you can use in your campaign, and they are not simple little +1 flaming great swords. They are like the monocle of Vice. Look at the artwork in that. Oh my god. They've all got their own origin stories that you can use your checks. Different classes and backgrounds get advantages on those checks. There's a really cool way to attune to the magic items. They all have their own attunement rules. It's just really cool. We've been using it in our games, and I've been loving it. So thank you for writing this, Flannel. But if you missed last week, we did character creation and like a little prologue. But this is episode 1 of our adventure. Oh, hey, Dragon. What's up?
Dragon.
Dragon.
Oh, hey, it's that guy from Crouton Quest. Yes, it's that guy from Crouton Quest.
It is that guy from Crouton Quest.
But yeah,
He tried to scare you.
yeah, he did. I turned it off because it was like
I'm a little
way
hurt.
distracting last time.
I'm a little hurt you didn't say, oh, hey, it's that guy from Scared Boys, because I thought that's what I was known for.
Nobody knows you, Jake. You're only known for getting drunk on stream.
Okay, I've never done that once.
All right, Flannel, I'll turn it over to you. We can get this. Baby
Okay,
cracking.
are we all ready? We all ready to start?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. no, can't do that. Not ready. Someone give him a pep talk in that Valium. So this is 12 Days in Greyghast. Specifically, 12 Days in Greyghast is a big, large, rolling story campaign. And it takes place all in the same fantasy city of Greyghast. And what we're doing here, this is going to be one particular adventure in that entire thing. It takes place on day 6 of the 12 days. The old bulb thief. The party are constables of the city, a lot like guards, with a little bit more power and authority. They've been together for really about 6 to 8 weeks. They've gotten used to each other. They've gone on a few patrols together. One famously went violent, but necessary.
Yeah, that's how it rolls.
And the reputation of this particular patrol is one of some take no nonsense, play by their own rules, loose cannons. So a little bit more rigs.
Oh,
I
Uh-oh.
lost
I lost
some
you
audio.
for
Yeah.
a quick second. Can you
Me
say
too.
that again, Flannel? You dropped
I
it
was
for a
about to-
second.
So a little bit more rigs from Lethal Weapon
yeah.
than Seth Bullock from Deadwood.
All I'm saying is that was due to the actions of one. So the saying, "one bad apple spoils the bunch," appears to be true.
Appears to be true. The patrol is led by First Among Equals Senior Constable Dunkirk,
Yeah.
who will have to deal with all of the bad press and the ass chewing.
Fantastic.
So we'll start off. Here we go. We'll start off. It is the morning is chilly. Winter is overdue in Greyghast, and the various cults and temples have been prophesizing and foretelling a brutal whiplash of snow and sleet for weeks. And yet it hasn't come. The long summer this year, having given way to a longer fall, has been brutal on the constables of the city. Trade is still bustling and active, and long past its natural season to slow down. The lack of freezing nights means every crook and crazy from the west gate to the east is out fleecing and running game in the streets. In the Eastern District, where our constables are, where half the number of constables exist and have twice as much ground to cover and are paid less to boot, it's been day after day of exhausting work. Our patrol is sleeping. Some cheaply, probably at the barracks at the Eastern Constable compound, and the others more comfortably at one of the nearby taverns that cater to those with a preference for downy beds and better food. The grand bell chimes on top of the Ballarat, one of the largest administrative buildings in the city, and gongs out over the rooftops and reaches every corner. 5 bells, which is something like 5 in the morning. Dawn. Roll call at the barracks starts at 6th bell, and it's time to start the day. So, we start off with a complication. What I need to know is who would be sleeping at the barracks and who would be seeking better accommodation.
Dunkirk is definitely at the barracks.
I am typically seeking better accommodation. A lot of times I trade my cooking in exchange for a nice warm bed instead of those horrible ones they have down at the barracks.
I am sleeping in a tavern. I was pulling a late shift bouncing last night for some extra pocket change. So
Okay.
I'm sleeping at a tavern because I was drinking and they put me upstairs.
Sounds good. Okay. So here's our complication. 5th bell is gone. Now, the culture in Greyghast is all the inns and taverns all have almost a naming habitus, right? It's a bit like going to like a really posh city in the United States and like all the signage looks the same, right? It's just how they do things.
Yep.
So all of the inns and taverns in Greyghast are terrible, almost cringe-inducing puns. It's just how they do business. It's part of the culture. At any point, if you're seeking to take a rest in the city during the adventure, given that you're going to be running around a giant city, if you would like to, on the spot, invent a tavern that's around the corner that you're familiar with, you can spend an inspiration to do that. It will exist. They will know you. And you can rest there. So we'll start off one with my own creation, so I'm going to pull from my list here. Mo, Tig, and Putty, for various reasons, all of them plying their trade, right, instead of paying money out of pocket, are staying at a very nice upper middle class tavern that's just off to the side in Gully, which is the district that they're all located in. That's where the Eastern Barracks are.
Okay.
While Dunkirk's over actually sleeping in the barracks, which we'll get to. The inn is called... There we go. It's called Gin the Air Tonight. It's only a couple of blocks from the barracks, and it's frequented by wealthier constable officers, junior and senior justiciariate clerks in the upper middle class. Some low nobility are known to stay there, certainly if there's a spectacle to be had, like Putty getting into fistfights for money. The tavern itself has dozens of suites of rooms outfitted with private wash tubs and drains. You're all able to stay in some of the ones that need to be remodeled, right, without not necessarily being ready for the public. And it doesn't cost any of you anything, given that you're plying trades and helping out the night before.
I do have a question.
Please.
Are jackets required at this inn?
No, it's not quite that ritzy. Good question, though. So, Dunkirk's over in the barracks. Staying at the barracks is staying in a long hall of bunk beds and single beds, separated by low partitions only a few feet high. There's a storage locker at the foot of each bed. They're as well kept as they can be, given how poor, essentially, the eastern districts are. So what I'm going to need is, because it's a long winter, and there hasn't been enough firewood cut, anybody staying in the barracks is going to need to give me a Constitution save.
Oh, man.
It's a DC 10.
All right.
If you have the urchin background, you're advantaged because you're used to sleeping in bad conditions, but you don't have that. The night was colder than usual, and the wood to heat the large fireplaces in the hall haven't been procured yet. Until the halls are more properly prepared for the coming winter, restful sleep is hard to imagine.
Look at that con save.
Ooh, yeah.
19 save. You succeed. You feel a bit achy in the morning, but otherwise you're just fine as the bell tolls for fifth hour. You don't end up getting an exhaustion from the tossing, turning, and shivering. But you notice as you wake up, a number of other constables staying in the Great Barracks look as though they just went through a hellish night and are not fit for duty. So those staying at Gin the Air tonight, I need everybody to make me a Wisdom save DC 10. If anybody has the Outlander background, which I'm thinking if he does, it would be advantaged. While you do that, one of the proud features of the tavern is privacy. The rooms are made to drown out the sounds of weather, crowds, and activities below. When the grand bell tolls, it's muted, trying to get through the thick walls and sound dampening.
All right.
All right. We are looking for DC 15 and everybody fails. Which is on a failure, the constable is asleep blissfully in their room. The sound of the bell too muted to wake them. They are not roused. At the end of 1 hour, we will roll a d6 to see whether you wake up. In the meantime, Dunkirk is in the barracks, and everybody that's there is up at a fine hour, getting ready, washing the night off of them, waking up, having crappy coffee from a tin pot sitting over one of the fireplaces and mulling it about. You notice none of your compatriots stayed at the barracks last night, and you only hope that they're there by 6th bell. Roll call.
Yeah, not likely.
So as they're asleep, what do you do?
I guess, so I'm getting ready to go on patrol, right? I'm getting ready to go on duty, is that correct?
Yep, you've got called about 45 minutes.
I guess if I have to go on patrol, I'm gonna have to find the rest of my guys. Am I aware of where they're staying?
Oh yeah, it's the most common place where constables stay off campus.
It's where everybody knows your name.
Yeah, so I get my gear together and I'm gonna head toward what'd you call it again? The
Gin the Air Tonight.
Gin the Air Tonight. Yeah,
It's got an awesome drum solo.
So I'm gonna head there knowing that I'm probably gonna find my worthless layabout soldier or constables.
So do you just get together, or do you actually don armor and everything, which does take time?
Yeah, I'm gonna don armor and everything.
So you don armor and everything, and you hustle down the street, a couple blocks away. Walking inside Gin the Air Tonight, it's first thing in the morning, so breakfasts and over the hearth are still being cooked up, adding a nice smell of freshly rising bread to the entire establishment. The entire downstairs is perfectly empty. There are a couple of people bustling about that work there, just trying to get everything straight before, dawn proper comes on and maybe some breakfast patrons may come down. They see you walk in proper Grey Guard regalia. They're used to constables coming and staying. One of them comes up and does greet you, looks at you for a second. This is not the first time, as he notices with his passive perception of 12, not that hard, he notices your rank and insignia. Senior constable walks in at 5:30 in the morning. He knows why you're here. He walks up. He says, Constable, I assume you're looking for some of your compatriots?
That would be a safe assumption to make.
We've got about 7 or 8 staying here. I don't know which ones are yours. Can you describe them?
Well, one, maybe the slightly more responsible one, is rather rotund, likes to cook.
Oh, the big fella, yes. Yeah, no, Mo, he did great last night.
Yeah, Mo. So, and then I'm looking for kind of a shady character. Real dumb look on his face, always up to no good. Name is Tig. Kind of a pervert.
He was helping out at the door. We had a bit of a prize fight last night, and a lot of the riffraff were trying to force their way in, but he was doing a fine job of it.
So he's here. That's good. And then the last one I'm looking for here is he's a little shorter than I am. He just unfortunate. Looks like he could just use a hug all the time. I think you probably know him as Putty.
A couple tusks sticking out of his face.
Absolutely. He was here. He was one of the main events that we had going on. I don't mind admitting I made a fair amount of silver off of that one. Well, he tells you that they should be upstairs. If you go ahead and take the hall all the way down, when you see the shelves that are put in the way of the hallway, there's a few rooms behind them. Those rooms, they're not really ready to rent out. We just let them stay here because they were helping out. So they should be in those.
Fantastic. Thank you.
So as you make your way up, and sure enough, pushing your way past, those doors aren't locked. Like I said, they're under various renovations, so they haven't brought in a locksmith to polish them off. It's usually the last thing they do. And so you can easily just open the doors as you see fit.
All right. So are they, as I walk in to their respective rooms, are they still asleep?
You push in the first door. You push in the first door, and you see the unmistakable bulk of Mo under a couple of blankets. He's snoring loudly.
All right, so I like Mo pretty good. As far as this as this patrol grows, Mo is probably my most responsible constable. So I walk over. I give him a kick, a light kick in the side, and tell him it's time to get up.
And you wake up. It's not a roll or anything.
Yeah. Your foot goes in. There's a lot of mass there that your foot touches. You go, oh, hey, bud.
You have any idea what
Hey,
time
boss.
it is?
It is, and I hold up my empty wrist. Time for breakfast.
It's almost 6 bell. It's time to get your gear together.
All right. Well, do we have time for a quick snack?
As long as it's a quick snack as you're getting dressed.
Okay. I start putting my stuff on.
Laying about the room are, there's dishes here. There's a couple of leftovers from last night. Mo wouldn't have gone back to his room without taking some things from the kitchen they didn't want.
Leftovers with Mo?
Oh, yeah.
Never.
No. They weren't leftovers last night. They just are now.
Yeah. No, he left food on a plate?
The ruckus going on in Mo's room wakes the other two, and as Tig and Putty wake up from theirs, it's easy with their given perceptions to notice that it's getting a little bit late in the morning, and you can hear Dunkirk and Mo having their conversation through the wall.
Oh shit! I throw on my clothes as quick as I can to act like I was up before the ruckus.
I'm going to attempt to get ready as quickly as possible and be downstairs waiting on Dunkirk and Mo to come back downstairs.
So, my
I'm
question,
sitting at the table like I've been awake.
My question for the both of you then are you going to don your armor, which does take minutes and more minutes depending what armor you've got, or are you just going to basically get straight and carry it with you?
I'm gonna carry it down there and try to get it down at the bottom.
I think I don't really have armor. I've got hide.
Yeah, you've got hide. It takes you 60 seconds to get that on.
Yeah, I just slap that bitch on, grab my maul, and head downstairs. Prop my feet up on the table like I've been waiting.
And I have a breastplate, so I'll just grab that.
Yeah, it's under your arm. Putty and Tig, you meet on the stairs while they're still in Mo's room, and you make your way down. Putty's got his breastplate under his arm, but otherwise looks, more or less straight, frumpy as usual. Tig's gray hide armor is a little bit unlaced in parts, but more or less he looks right. And you guys have a seat at a table.
I give Pud a smack on the butt going down the stairs like, you ready to knock some heads today?
Yeah.
So, Mo and Dunkirk, y'all are up. Mo's gotten himself on his feet and hopefully gotten squared away.
Yep.
All right.
You make your way down?
Okay, as we go down, I reach in my pack and I pull out just a couple rations to snack on.
As both of you come down the stairs, you notice Tig and Putty both sitting there, almost impatiently waiting on people.
You guys do realize I walked through this dining room before I went upstairs, right?
Oh, you guys had time to eat and everything, huh?
I was outside looking for you.
I grin with my mouth full and I say, "Oh, there's always time to eat."
Get yourselves together. It's almost 6 bell. It's time to get our patrol going.
All right, so you guys hustle back?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're running.
Hustling back, you do make it before the 6 bell chimes. You assemble in the courtyard with the other patrols at the Eastern District. Let me read this off for you. A clearly hungover young human constable reads off the names of the senior constables here on duty and painstakingly checks their arms and armor, tutting and giving direction on fixes for tomorrow or today, depending how serious the infraction is. The other patrols, there's about 6 or 7 of them, in various states of attention stand around. 1 or 2 stand upright and pay close attention to everything happening, but several...
God, it's the Popo.
How appropriate.
But several just clumped together, tired, obviously exhausted, and not into the morning routine, standing about cliquishly like children in a schoolyard, mumbling things between them and shuffling their feet. One senior constable, a pushy hobgoblin careerist that only recently has showed up at the Eastern District, stands there watching as you all 4 walk up. He glances over his shoulder in the direction of the Great Bell and waits, and it chimes. His growling countenance sneers at you as he turns his attention to the constable inspector that's going over now his outfit and praising him for it.
Brown noser.
At which point, when she clears him, he says, lamely and in a jocular and joking fashion, "I am present and ready to bust some heads, Inspector." And sycophantic people in his own patrol start chuckling and laughing with him as though we're fun.
I laugh as well. I go,
And then I slightly let out a smirk, laughing at Bud.
I mutter under my breath, why couldn't have these two assholes been in that guy's patrol?
I try while this is all going on. I try and sneakily finish my snack before the inspector notices.
Inspector Schwips, that's her name. Inspector Schwips isn't paying any attention to y'all, so you're doing fine. But Tig looks over while you're wolfing down a little bit here or there and makes a callous comment. Do any of you speak Goblin?
No.
Nope.
You can infer from the context and the look on his face that what he was saying was not particularly flattering, and several other people do chuckle as he directs his attention over at you trying to finish off some food. Sounds a bit like rude Klingon, and everyone laughs.
I smile uncomfortably as I finish my fingers and kind of stand there, uncomfortable.
And given that Moe's flaw is gluttony, I'll give you an inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Woo!
Because even in the face of a situation where you shouldn't, you just had to.
Nice, thank you.
I just grimace at the fact that one of my brothers is being talked shit about.
Tig notices that you grimace because his passive perception is rather good because he has a wisdom score unlike some of y'all. He notices you grimace. He notices you grimace. He looks you right in the eye from across the sort of courtyard. And then he frowns. And he calls for, he says, "Inspector Schwips." She turns back. She was busy paying attention to somebody else and going through their outfit. He says, "It looks like the old prize fighter over there forgot to put his armor on. Maybe we need to go ahead and give him a little bit of time to get squared away. You need to get it squared away there?"
I'm good.
Can I
Start putting it on.
Can I just kind of give them a look, like to hey, fuck you guys. Like I'm not worried about it.
You want to
messing with my squad.
You want to give it an actual intimidation? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll
Like
be
it's 2 a.m. early in the morning for this. Let's not.
Now
Tig
that
looks over, gives them his best cockeye.
And to make it easier, you could refer to me as Biddies, since you have a CPC name, Tig.
Biddies. Actually, I refer to it as Tig because that's the funny part. Tig looks over.
Tig.
What's the expression you give? What's it look like?
I just totally unsatisfied, unimpressed, disgust with their leadership. Just like a shake in the head. Like if we weren't in these uniforms right now, it'd be on.
Show the camera. Why aren't you showing the camera?
Yeah.
He breaks eye contact. You win that little stare down.
Yeah, our Tig's better than their Tig.
It was me.
There were so many notification sounds.
What the fuck just happened?
Riley, subscribe.
Oh, do I have to chug if he subscribes?
No.
No.
nice try, Jake.
Sorry, Flannel. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Good. He breaks eye contact. He gives up first in that little stare down contest, but you can see he's not happy about it. His little sycophants start like looking confused and trying to buttress his ego, and he just kind of shushes them and stares ahead. Inspector Schwips makes her way to the four of you all and gives you a look from top to bottom. Dunkirk, she, checks your rondels, checks your weapons, everything's sharp, ship shape. Your soldier background, you're perfect. Your corners are clean.
Goddamn right.
And then she rolls her eyes because it's not the first day. This happens every morning. She rolls her eyes as she moves on to the rest of your patrol.
What is it? McHale's Army? Is that what was the movie with Kelsey Grammer and it's Submarine? Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
Oh shit.
Periscope down.
She doesn't. She barely stops as she starts looking at all of you. Usually she stops and kind of really digs deep on an inspection, but she's exhausted by you all already, as she usually is. So she gives a glance at the breastplate under her arm. She gives a look at Tiggs, still somewhat in disarray, but not because he didn't try. This is what he'd wear any given day. It's just that any given day, he doesn't wear it well. It doesn't care.
Pick and choose your battles.
And Mo, she barely holds eye contact with. She has advised you that it is not an authorized weapon to be carrying for a constable, nor is it a decent and decorous one to be swinging a thick, massive iron ladle about. There's no explicit rules against it. The senior inspector has never said you have to change it, but she doesn't approve. But she just glances past all of this. She's not happy, but she's not hassling you this morning.
Okay.
She turns back to Dunkirk, says, Senior Inspector Laz requested to see you this morning whenever you all showed up and were squared away for duty.
Yes, ma'am. Just point me in the right direction.
So you know where the administrative offices are, and you head over to what appears to be a squat wooden building, well weathered and worn.
Well, while walking in line to the thing, can I try to reach into Mo's pocket and see if there's a piece of toast or something left?
Give me a sleight of hand on that.
I mean, I'm not really trying to be sneaky about it.
If you're not, you reach in.
Yeah, I just want to go and see if he's got a piece of toast like he usually does. I know where he hides food.
There for sure is.
All right. As I feel you feeling me up, I'm like, whoa, what are you doing, bud?
I say, just looking for some bread, brother. So
Oh.
I pull it out, take a bite.
You're hungry. Hang on a second. And I stop dead in our tracks as we're walking.
Oh, yeah.
And I pull my backpack off my back and I set it down on the ground and open it up. And I dig out and I'm like, oh, this will be good. And it's a piece of kind of looks like French bread. And I split it in half and then I reach down in and I get some, looks like bok choy. And I spread that on there. And then I get this jar of a weird yellowish white paste. And I dig around in there and pull it out and spread it on the bread. And then I get a big piece of salami and just slice it in half and put it on the bread. And I'm like, there you go. Don't want to miss breakfast. And
So
if you,
Dunkirk,
I turn around and I turn around and I kind of slap Mo across the knuckles with my scabbard. Mo, what the hell did I tell you about having breakfast in the middle of the street?
look, we can't have our friends going hungry.
First of all, I thought, I go, you said, let's see when we're squared away. It can't be squared away without having some breakfast.
Putty would be the only one to notice, but given his passive perception, but Putty notices Inspector Schwips has stopped looking at the other constables and squaring them away, and she is staring as Mo is making lunch or something, and you all stand there for 3 or 4 minutes after she done told you where you need to go.
I kind of nudge them and say, "Guys, we gotta get going." And I finish putting on my breastplate while he's making a 3-course meal for breakfast.
I slap Mo across the knuckles again. Get moving.
Oh, okay. As we start walking, and I hand the sandwich off. I keep the other half of the salami and just start munching on it. You know, you gotta make sure you keep your energy up when you're taking a long walk.
All right, so you enter into the
I
commander's
also tell
office.
Mo the sandwich is delicious and thank him.
I hate you all.
The door itself is not locked. It's inviting, and usually most days it's cocked ajar. Of course, it being particularly cold, it's been shut. But that's not it's not a stay out kind of situation. So, do you enter in?
Yeah.
Does our patrol have a name label?
Not at all. Most patrols are just known by their senior constable's name, so it would be Dunkirk's patrol at most.
All right.
Some adopt their own names, and that's met with a variety of derision and fascination, depending who you're talking to.
We definitely
do we have
need
a
our
name?
name. Yeah.
Dunkirk's heroes.
I think the Sandwich Squad.
Sandwich squad.
As you guys have the
Dunkirk is
same,
not saying the same.
you guys have the same conversation you have every few days, whether it should be Sandwich Squad or not.
Or the Bologna Battalion's pretty good too.
The votes never come in for Sandwich Squad.
I don't understand
After
why.
having this After having the sandwich this morning, I do cast 1 vote for Sandwich Squad.
Or the Ramen
However-
Rangers. I mean, I
However-
got a whole bunch.
However, because
All
y'all are desirous of a name, I'm going to throw it to the chat to give what would be a name that other constables and other officials in the city would know these people by. Y'all don't get to input it at all. I'll take what the chat says and make something up. So
Internet's usually pretty good at coming up with that kind of stuff.
you go inside.
Yeah, I stand at attention and I say, ma'am,
Sir.
sir, sir, Dunkirk Walbrecht is ordered.
Let me go ahead and describe it off. So you enter in. The commander's office is as austere and worn and aged as he is. The soft wooden boards creak underneath your feet as the door proves difficult to shut, laying askew in the jam due to slapdash repair year over year when it swells and shrinks due to humidity and cold. Senior Inspector Laz looks up from his steel mug of warm mulled wine. You can smell it from across the room. And he hastily puts away a pair of reading glasses, almost embarrassed to be seen with them. The old half-orc's face is lined with exhaustion and impatience. He is truly getting too old for this shit.
I know the feeling.
What was his name again? Inspector what? I didn't quite
Laz?
catch that. Laz. Okay.
Laz. Last name is Lazarak, but he goes by Laz.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
And in this movie, he's played by Danny Glover, because why not? He looks you up and down. Dunkirk standing at attention. The rest of you meandering in, and Mo eating. Well, several of you eating.
Well, I stand at attention. I salute. I got one hand saluting, and then my other hand's to the side with the piece of salami in it, and I'm ever so discreetly trying to bring it up to my mouth. I just take a little bite, and then it goes down to my side, and I chew a little bit, and then it slowly comes up.
He says absolutely nothing about it. He's got bigger fish to fry most days than getting on to the little details. But he looks at Dunkirk. He says, "All right, Senior Constable Dunkirk. Appreciate you coming in. I guess Schweppes told you I needed to see you.
Yes, sir. What can we do for you today?
Well, normally I'd send you out on patrol, but I done had an odd request come in. I don't so much like it, but nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to ask you straight up, though, before I go into it. What the hell happened? A couple weeks ago, you guys busted up a temple of some kind?
Sir, with all due respect, and I kind of glance back toward Tig, I said, that happened.
Looks over at Tig. Biddies! If I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. You gotta get it together, man. You think I got all day to deal with all the complaints that come from you? You do good work, but you're a loose cannon. Biddies, I don't care if you give results.
I appreciate the compliment, sir. I apologize, though. I'll try to keep myself in check. Maybe.
You're a good man, Biddies. You're a good man, and I can't afford to lose you.
It won't happen again in a few hours. Promise.
He says, now, Dunkirk. Normally, I just send you out on patrol, let you get around with whatever place you need to go or thing you got to follow up on. I'm sure you got a list of leads a mile long like everybody else. But we're overworked over here and damn well underpaid, and I'm set to retire in just 3 days, so it's hard to care anymore. But when somebody from the high table comes calling, I can't stop it. You're supposed to, I got a request here, I got a letter. He starts thumbing a letter in his hand. The wax seal freshly broken. He kind of throws it back down on his desk. Takes a sip of his wine. He says, Count Ingolstadt. Xavier Ingolstadt sits on the high table. He's requested a patrol of constables come see him today. He's had some problems. He said there's been some violence. He wants to keep quiet. Normally, I don't play like that. But he's a powerful man. I can't afford to get in a pissing contest with his kind. Not if I'm going to go ahead and take that boat with my wife I always wanted to.
I kind of survey my squad again, standing behind me, looking at all kinds of disheveled, and I just say, Sir, you mentioned they want to keep this violence quiet. Are you sure we are the right patrol for the job?
I can make somebody be quiet.
He looks at you for a second, and he looks very uncertain, like he's mulling how he wants to answer. And he says, I think you may be the right ones for the job. He just kind of looks briefly at the note, the letter in the envelope, and then he gets up, walks over to a window, drains what's in his cup, throws the dregs out the window while his back is turned. Passive perception, the only person that made it is Putty with his score. The letter itself is hanging halfway out of the envelope and just resting on his desk. The wax seal is freshly broken, but you do see Dunkirk's name on it.
Okay. How close am I to Dunkirk? Like, am I able to kind of like nudge him? And I go for a nudge to Dunkirk and kind of like not like point my head at the envelope, like look at the note.
Laz is looking wistfully out the window while the cool air drafts in and rustles several of the papers on his desk, and he's talking about taking that boat, how him and Sheila always wanted to get out there after the kids were grown. Just 3 more days and he can put all this behind him. He's just going on.
I'm gonna.
Do any of us?
Can I use my sleight of hand?
That he's trying to. Okay, never mind. He's going for it now.
Say it again.
Can I use my sleight of hand?
Give me sleight of hand if you want to sneak that off the desk without being seen. Granted, his back is turned, so he would be disadvantaged to notice.
Okay. Would I be at advantage if I coughed really loud while I was doing it?
No.
Okay.
Would he be at advantage if I offered him a sandwich?
However, something to keep in mind is that just like in combat, in combat you can take a help action to set somebody else up to be advantage on the next thing they do. This can happen out of combat too. So if somebody else wants to do something before you roll, almost on any ability check, it has a shot of making you better at it.
Okay.
So I was gonna go say to Laz, Inspector Laz, you look like you're real stressed out, and your retirement's coming up soon. Why don't I, maybe when you retire, I can cook a nice meal for you and your wife before you go out on your boat.
You see his shoulders slump in a moment of thinking about it. He's far away, and now he's imagining, because he knows you're a good cook. You cooked at the barracks a few times. He says he's almost overcome with emotion. He says, that's about the nicest thing anybody said to me all week.
And I kind of point my little chubby finger over to Pud. Like,
damn it, Iron Ladle. He's just, again, talking his way out the window. Damn it, Iron Ladle. I swear, if you weren't needed so much here, I'd take you with me. Show you all the sights of my childhood. He's wistfully just talking away. So you are advantaged on the roll.
Okay, so rather than doing another, I'll just roll again and we just take the highest one, right?
We'll take the higher one.
Okay, cool.
Hey, there we go.
So, good idea to do that. So you managed to slip it off the table. Not only do you slip it off the table such that he doesn't notice, but with a 20, like Tig doesn't notice. No, he knows that you were going to go for it. It's just like a magic trick that he just didn't realize just happened.
I look at the envelope and I look at Pud. I'm like, nice. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like looking around the room, like, do I still have my wallet? What's going on here?
So
like
you've
David
got it.
Blaine just walked in the room.
To calm my shaking hands from doing that, I take a swig from my wineskin.
Nice. As you take a nice, good pull from your Franzia bag-like wineskin. It's voluminous. A wineskin may be a quart at the best of days. Sometimes this is a gallon crudely stitched together, but watertight, and that's all it takes. It weighs 7 pounds, and he doesn't give a damn. because it gets lighter all the time. That's right. You take your pull, and because your flaw is being an alcoholic, I'm going to give you inspiration.
Thank you.
You can't help yourself. It steadies you. You feel normal again. Eventually, Laz turns back around and says, look at me, just monologuing off into the distance conveniently. Well, look, he's expecting you by midday. You don't have any particular rush, but that's the only thing I've got on your plate. And I'm telling you, do what you can, Dunkirk. Do what you can.
Yes, sir. We won't let you down. Again, sir.
This is highly irregular. Normally, I'd tell these highfalutin motherfuckers they can't talk to my people this way. It can't get to controls. We're not hired guns or mercenaries. But these are strange times. I would recommend, however, if you're going to go over into the Western District, because he probably lives over there in Hightown, I'd recommend maybe checking in with Senior Inspector Twan over there in the Western. I wouldn't want any of my people on her ground, and she find out that I didn't at least try to let her know.
Will do, sir. We won't make you look bad. Again.
All right, you guys leave?
Yep. We'll roll out. As we exit, I hand Dunkirk a well-made sandwich that I'd been preparing while they were discussing. I say, after that, I feel like you could use this. And I hand him a sandwich.
I roll my eyes, but begrudgingly accept the sandwich.
As I see him roll his eyes, I'm like, oh, it's too much? Well, here. And I rip it in half, and I give him half of it, and then I proceed to eat the other half.
That's fine. I take it, and I eat it.
As you guys walk out into the barracks courtyard, you notice that most every other patrol has already left. Schwips ends up walking right by you and kind of elbowing her way past to get in there. She says, well, whatever that was, I'm sure you guys will get on it. Dinner's going to be a little late this evening. We've had some problems with some of the rationing and resources, so sometime around 8th bell, most likely, if you want it here. Otherwise, shove off. We need to clear it.
Yes, ma'am. Let's head out.
Sir, yes, sir.
I just giggle again.
I kind of nudge Dunkirk as we're walking away and slip the envelope into his hands and say, I didn't read this yet. I saw your name. I thought you might want to check it out, sir.
It's risky business giving it to our straight edge officer first. While we're still within reporting distance, but okay.
As I'm opening the envelope, I say, I just have to say, buddy, I can't believe you would take an envelope from a senior officer's desk. That is absolutely inappropriate.
He gave it to me as we were leaving.
But then I see what's on the envelope. So what do I see here?
You take a read. The letter itself is imperious. It's demanding. It's how one would talk to a servant. There's no respect for essentially the commander of all the guard in this half of the city. It specifically requests that the patrol that's headed up by that former officer, used to be in the first company, the disgraced one, it demands that him and his people come. He insists that they be made available for his disposal for a few days. They'll answer to him. He insists that this goes no further than Laz. If he gets a whiff that anybody else found out about what business you were on, that heads would roll, and he'd make sure that pension never reached him, no matter how far he traveled with his stupid wife. He name drops Colonel Pater Breeden, who is actually the commander of all the Grey Guard constables in the city. He's Laz's superior. He mentions their close personal friendship. He threatens to have the half-orc cashiered in disgrace if he sends any other constables or talks about it with anybody. He insists that this letter be burned. He will be sending someone by about that.
Ooh, sounds like he might have a grudge against you.
Well,
or have enough dirt on you that he knows he can make you do whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. And I look over at Pud and say, "Good work."
I snatched the letter back out of his hand. I'm going to keep it for safekeeping.
Did he read the letter out loud?
Didn't say he did, so I assumed he did not read it out loud.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in the dark.
Never mind, I didn't snatch it then.
Am I in the dark?
You would be in the dark. Also, because it does reference your flaw, your dark secret, you will get an inspiration to that.
All right. Yeah, so I just tell them. I don't tell them specifically what it says. I tell them, it looks like they requested our squad specifically, which makes sense considering I don't know why they would send us on this anyway. However, the requester, what was his name again, Flannel? I'm sorry.
It is Count Ingolstadt.
Count Ingolstadt. However, the Count is going, wanted this letter burned, and is going to be sending somebody by Inspector Laz's office. And he could be in pretty big trouble.
Well, I guess Sticky Fingers over here better go sneak it back up on his desk. I guess
that's pretty much what I was thinking.
Come with me, Pud.
Before we do that, I want to. How was my perception on him giving us that explanation of the letter? Did I feel like he was?
I will go ahead and roll a little quiet insight here.
Okay.
For you. And it seems extremely candid.
Okay. That sounds good. Okay, then I will. I'll work on getting that back into the hands of. Shit, what's his name? Inspector Laz.
Yeah, Tig, if you could maybe distract the inspector.
Yeah, no, I got it. Don't you worry, boys.
So Tig and Putty make their way back to the offices while Dunkirk and Mo stand outside. I'm gonna do two scenes here, but we'll flip dramatically between them.
Okay.
So Tig and Putty, you see them walk through the door, and then hold on. So while Dunkirk and Mo are outside, you notice that new Hobgoblin senior constable that was giving you all the eye. Him and his guys, his gang of droogs, go walking by. They see the two of you standing there by yourself. He walks up. As he walks up from the other side of the courtyard, like a good 100 yards away, he shouts out the name, unfortunately, that your patrol does sometimes hear from those with more arrogance than sense. And he says, "Oh, it's the shitheads."
God,
I was
not so tough now without your big, scary, dumb. Shut up.
Well, I try and stand up for myself and come up with a good comeback, and I'm like, well, I don't have shit on my head, so I can't be a shithead. Idiot.
Got him.
They walk up and they don't surround you, but they get in kind of a semicircle, the five of them, and he stands right in front of you. He says, "I want you to know, I ain't got patience for you and your kind. You little sloppy, worthless. You don't take this seriously. You're not going anywhere. I'm going to be the inspector in the Eastern. I'm going to go to the Western, be your boss. I'll make you lick my boots. Make you lick his boots. Hey, Dan, I'll make him lick your boots." He says, "Yeah, make him lick my boots, Tig."
I positioned myself in front of Mo and just let him know, listen here, you little fuck. Nobody's gonna talk to any of my constables that way.
I turn my head down. I look a little sad, and I reach in my pocket, and I pull out a little ham. Little piece of ham.
Just a little whole ham.
a little slice of ham.
Perfectly formed, on the bone, just small.
No, like a slice, like a ham steak. And I pull it out, and it's been in there for a while. I actually forgot I left it in my pocket.
It's been curing in your pocket.
And I say, well, if you're gonna be an inspector, maybe you can inspect this. And I take the ham and I shove it in his face. And I proceed to try to run away, but I trip over my own feet and fall on the ground.
We shall consider that an improvised weapon. I would like you to roll me.
Oh God!
It essentially is just a D20.
Okay.
Throw a D20. It's adding your strength modifier. You don't get proficiency because you're not proficient in ham fighting.
Man, if
not yet.
If Mo is not proficient in ham fighting, nobody is. But it's 3 for
this may be, if for 5th edition, this may be one of the rare games where the weapon master feat no one takes, which gives you 4 proficiencies of your choice. It may be worth it as you pick up ham fighting and various other culinary.
8.
So a total of 10 as you, really badly off foot yourself as you thrust the ham at his face, not connecting with anything. He kind of steps back, offended and grossed out by this. A couple of people start laughing. He lets y'all just ride that embarrassment. I mean, you quit while you're ahead. Right? So
I'm done.
Like,
I'm sad.
so snapping back over into the administrative offices, you both walk in and you see Inspector Schwip and Senior Inspector Laz having a conversation. He peers up from his glasses and pulls them down and says, "Did you all need something?"
I wanted to see if I could just have a word with you privately.
He says, "Is this about what I think it's about?"
Yes.
Nods. Good job. I'm gonna roll a little deception on your behalf. He nods somberly. Right there, holding eyes with you. A sympathetic look comes into his eyes. He says, "I understand. Inspector Schwip, someone need the room. I promise this is important." She says, "Okay, absolutely, sir. Thank you." She walks out. He looks at Putty. He says, "If you need support in here, I understand, but Constable Putty, we may need the room."
I was thinking that maybe me and you can just take a walk through the courtyard real quick, and I think a little bit better outside.
Of course, yeah, no, of course. He gets up, saunters, moves around the desk, puts a fatherly hand around your shoulder, walks out with you. Says, "Constable Putty, just stay put for a bit. We'll be back in just a moment, I promise." Both of you out there, Mo and Dunkirk, you see, it's not a sight you see very often. You see Tig Biddies, Constable Tig Biddies, being comforted and held closely in a brotherly, like a fatherly fashion by Senior Inspector Laz as they walk. You can't see, they're mumbling. He's mumbling something to him. He leads them off towards a sort of an open park-like area where nobody else is. He sees you all, and he just turns them both away. And as he's walking Tig, as he's walking you off, he says, I came from pretty modest upbringings myself. I understand. You get the impression over the course of like 30 seconds of him talking that he thinks that you're here because all your anger and aggression is a cry for help, and that you want to be a better man, but you barely knew your own family. That you need love and companionship, and he's basically talking you through. We're your family now. And you can always count on me. I'll always be there for you, Tig. I talk harsh to you sometimes, but it's because I love you.
No, sir. I appreciate it. I never really had that kind of leadership in my life. I raised myself. These fists raised me. This is what I know how to do, and I know sometimes it causes problems for the force and the department, and that's not my intention. That's my home.
That's that street living.
Yeah,
And then he puts a large hand on your chest, just lovingly. He says, "That's that street living, but we can do better. We will be better. You need to learn to talk about your feelings. You come to me every morning, as long as I'm here, and you and I can talk, just in private.
All right.
Tell me everything that upsets you.
Three more days?
Yeah.
I'll always be there for you for 3 more days.
It's just like everybody else. They always leave right when I need them.
Snapping back as you keep your lovely deception up. Snapping, you little almost tears, but not quite. It's perfect. Putty, we're in the administrative office, and you're alone.
All right, I make sure that the envelope is in the way I saw it. I set it on the table, and then I set my backpack on top of that with all my gear in it. And I just sit back in the chair and relax, waiting for them to come up so I can knock all the papers off the desk with my backpack accidentally, so that it's just a big mess of stuff.
Excellent.
So smart.
Eventually, because you don't want to tie him up too long, obviously, you give him the acquiescences that obviously he needs to know you're okay. Tells you to take it easy today. He'll handle what he needs to handle. He walks back. You guys see him leave Tig, who looks sad, and walk back inside. As he walks back inside, he sees Putty there. He says, "Well, you need to take care of Constable Tig. He's got a hard life, almost as hard as yours."
Yep. He's like a brother to me. I always look out for my brother.
I appreciate that. Well, look, you all get going. I got work to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Grab my bag and knock it off. Oh, shit. Sorry. And then I have my 10-foot pole that also kind of knocks over a lamp as I'm trying to clean up the stuff that I just knocked over.
I'm going to roll you a deception on that. I'm going to advantage you because you have all kinds of props being put in play here. You're not just lying. You set up a whole scene to help you with this convincing lie.
All right.
And okay, pretty good. He looks frustrated, right? Which is a good reaction for what you want. He's just like, God damn it, buddy! It's gonna take me all morning to get all this squared away. I told you about the 10-foot pole. No one needs a damn 10-foot pole. Get out of here. Get back to work.
And I just grab my shit and kind of like stumble down the stairs out onto the road.
A frantic-looking Putty and a less sad with every step looking Tig walk back in y'all's direction.
I walk up to Dunkirk. I'm like, you fell for it. He thought I felt bad for beating those kids up at the temple. I don't feel bad at all.
Yeah. I'm well aware of that, Tig. Let's get going.
You got a hug. I almost got kicked up there.
And I say, did you get the letter back on the desk at least?
Yeah, it's on the floor. Don't
and
worry
I give Putty like a secret handshake, fist bump kind of thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm still a
Surrounded by
little
idiots.
sad and sullen from our encounter with the other Tig, Hobgoblin Tig, and my embarrassment.
Do I notice that anything's wrong with Mo?
So I'm just like sullenly eating the rest of that sausage or the rest of that salami.
Yes.
I throw my arm around Mo, which is more like putting my hand on his
It only
shoulder
gets like
because of how much-
halfway, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just listen, Mo. You're gonna have to learn how to stick up for yourself. Though the ham move was creative.
Ham move? What ham move?
Don't worry about it. We got places to go. Let's go.
Right.
Look, we don't have time to ham-splain to you.
Is something going on with Mo? What's going on here? Can I notice? I want to throw the ham harder than Mo can throw
Look,
a ham.
he's just picked on me for so long.
Where is he?
Those hobgoblins, they have no taste. They don't know what good food is.
Guys, the bell just went off. Let's get moving.
Where are the
Yes, let's
hobgoblins?
go.
The 7th bell has gone off, and the morning is on the run.
Fine.
So, as you guys
Fine.
leave the barracks on your way west, because Ingolstadt is in Hightown, if we go to look at our map, which I can drag us around a little bit, you all are here. Assuming the map comes up. Can you bring it up?
Yes, I will bring it up.
I don't want it.
There you go.
All right. So, you all are in Gully.
Okay.
Ingolstadt, he's down here in Hightown.
Okay.
And Senior Inspector Holly Twin in the Western District Barracks are over here in the Rise. So it would take a couple hours to make that trip. If you choose to run and hustle at double time, there will be con saves for exhaustion, but you could get there sooner. It's about 7. You're not expected till midday.
Look, Mo only runs, whether it's from danger or to food. So unless you can convince me there's a delicious meringue pie at the end of this, no.
I think since we're not expected till midday, I think we could probably take our time a little bit.
All right, so we close up that scene as you all leave Gully, get on with your day. We have some XP to award. So everybody that made it to roll call in the morning, it's 100 XP.
Yeah.
And you should thank your senior inspector because y'all are going to straight up.
So what's the level 3 experience?
It goes 300, 600, I believe 900.
Okay, cool.
Where's my XP tracked at?
Yes.
I got it for you.
Okay.
It's
Thanks,
in your
Dad.
character sheet. It's at the top. There's a label called experience points.
Oh, wait. So we just got 100, right?
You just got 100. Continuing from there, reading the letter is worth 50 XP.
All right.
Returning the letter is worth 50 XP.
So we all get that, or just the people who read?
Everybody gets it.
Oh, okay.
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 And returning?
And
Everybody gets? Cool.
So that's 200.
All right, cool.
Incidentally, getting your ass kicked by Senior Constable Tick Balchek's party would have gotten you XP as well. It just would have hurt.
Jake, I got you squared. You should have 1100 experience.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Stop showing my character sheet off to everybody. It's private. It's private.
It's private.
All right, continuing. You guys making your way as you walk through the city. After about an hour, unless there's any side shopping or purchases that you want to do, as you guys pass through the merchant quarter, which is Guilt, on your way to where you've got to go, you notice that it's early morning and the world is waking up. So let me read this off. Let's bring this up, this off. Crowds flit and flutter in the crisp early morning air. Sausage vendors with steaming barrels holding fresh pork, bison, and other exotic kielbasa are just beginning to set up for business. Carts abound of various kinds. Storefronts in this particular part of Guilt cater to the conventional trades and more middle to lower class goods. So an ox wagon for Pickens Brothers Hardwoods carrying freshly milled lumber pulls to a stop just outside their warehouse. The wood smells rich and rosy. Two blacksmith's apprentices wearing smocks bearing bright red symbols of Sweet Betty Shivers Smithing pass by and seem to be on some hurried business. A few carriages roll their way through, their drivers in fine, posh livery. Go ahead and drag y'all across.
Okay. Real quick, can I roll a will save to avoid those delicious kielbasas and sausages you described?
Roll to what?
To avoid buying those delicious sausages you were describing?
You can keep in mind, you can resist it. If you don't, you'll get some inspiration, but it's no roll necessary. It's all your own willpower.
Well,
Keep in mind, as you already have inspiration, getting another one will do nothing.
I know. All right, I resist it. I wanted to do a save.
Absolutely.
Just to randomly see how it worked. All right. Oop. Boop.
As you all stop, even though you resist, you had to stop to resist. I mean, you had that pausing moment where you're like, oh shit, what they got in the barrel though?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll eat it. Maybe I won't, but I want to know what's in the barrel. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll just ask or something. And as you stop and kind of go, no, we're already having a late morning, perhaps. You hear, coming from somewhere to the north and east,
Ooh.
you hear what sounds like shouting.
The north and the east.
Correct. Northeast.
Is this shouting like angry shouting or like scared people being assaulted shouting?
It sounds like aggressive, not good shouting.
Okay.
So what time is it now, approximately?
This is after about an hour or so. So 8th bell chimed just a bit ago.
I shout, Dunky Dunk and the Funky Bunch, let's get to work. Run off to the corner.
I just sigh.
Excited.
On
I'm
our way,
excited.
I motioned to go check out where that shouting is coming from since we have time. But on the way there, I really am just taking a moment to reflect on how the hell I got here and the poor choices that I made that led to this.
You should each have control of your tokens. You're welcome to move about as you see fit.
Where is north? There's no compass on this map.
North is up.
Yep.
And so the shouts came from like over here somewhere?
Came from northeast.
Oh,
Right.
northeast. I thought it was north and east. Like we had two separate shoutings to avoid or to inspect.
What is this a house or an awning?
Oh yeah, no, that's a dead end of a house that you guys Tig just ran into an alley for. You're not often in the western part of the city, so yeah, you're not exactly sure,
Right.
The full layout. If we were on the other side of the city, you'd have way better indicators of where things are going on.
All right, so
You
yeah,
guys round the corner and down, and I'll pause for a second. So as you round the corner, looking down the street, you can see that there are people looking up in panic in an open merchant square up there. Continue.
Okay.
all right.
I start running.
Yeah, I motion for them to hustle toward the opening, toward the
All right.
square.
As you guys hustle on up, I will describe what you see. And over in the northwestern corner of the square, 2 stories off the ground, so upper and left, you see a robed and masked figure.
Right there.
He's north and west. There he is, yes.
Yep.
You see a hooded and masked figure. He is waving his arms about in a violent fashion. And let me read this off. The dark figure stands atop that far building. His movements are sporadic and unnatural. Barely visible ripples of power cascade down in waves upon the people below. A screeching horse off to your right, white-eyed and wild in fear, bucks and kicks against the harness he's held to, and people are panicking. And I have a whisper to Putty in the Roll20 chat for you, because he's the only one that would notice this.
Okay. Where do I get those?
In Roll20.
Roll20.
It's just in chat.
Why is it not showing up?
You'll see something in chat.
Make sure you're scrolled all the way to the bottom.
There's mine.
Yeah, I am.
Wisdom save, and then at the bottom should be your message.
That's the last thing I see.
Oh.
Is you're 19.
Oh, well, let me second. Make sure I've got the right. I think you're named as Sean in the chat. So.
Yeah. I can change my name on here too.
Change it.
1 second. There you go.
Okay. Oh yeah, I got it. Okay.
And we are immediately going to go into initiative as this happens.
Okay.
A large brown draft horse kicks the cart he's held to over to your left and does so mightily, shattering the wood. His neighing screams transform into an almost guttural common tongue as you make out crude speech. He screams out, "Freedom or death."
Are these Scotsmen?
And I'll bring them up. So
the horses are the ones saying freedom or death.
oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I missed that part.
Yeah.
So, starting at the top of our initiative tier, nobody is surprised. Their initiative is going to be, looks like 11. So, Tig, you're going first.
I am going to assess the situation and in a calm, orderly manner. I'm going to assess the threat, which is this man who looks weird on a roof. I'm going to get angry that he's on a roof, and I'm going to attempt to pick up this bench and throw it at his legs to knock him off the roof.
How strong are you?
Pretty strong.
Pretty strong. It's a wooden bench, right? It can't be. I mean, like, it's
probably like 100 pounds.
If you'd like, I was about to say, if you'd like some context, shot putting 100-pound, something like 100-pound wooden bench 2.5 stories, you're not strong enough for that.
Okay, is there anything within grabbing distance that would be able to be tossed at him while he's standing on the roof?
Really, anything just 5 or 6 pounds, like the club that you've got, you could whip that out there, but it's
Rip
pretty
a
far away.
cobblestone out of the street, maybe.
Keep in mind, anything that isn't designed as a ranged weapon will be an improvised weapon, which means you won't get your proficiency bonus, and it'll only do like a D4 in damage.
What's my movement?
Your base movement is 30, and then you can use your action to dash for another 30. So 6 squares and 6 squares.
Okay, I'm going to first...
So that guy's on the roof, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I've never played a barbarian, and all I want to do is rage. So first I'm going to rage, and I'm going to move my 30 feet
Already?
here.
Got it.
How heavy is this barrel?
That barrel is half filled with rainwater. If it's empty, it probably only weighs about 30 pounds. But if it's half filled with rainwater, it's more like 70.
I'm going to intimidatingly shout at him to come off the roof.
Excellent. I'm going to go ahead and roll you a little intimidation here while I've got myself up here. Come on down here.
Yeah, get down from that roof. What are you doing up there? What are
Just so you know, Jake, if you don't attack or take damage in a round, you will drop out of rage.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay,
I will be fine with you not having raged yet if you want.
Okay, thank you so much for that.
It's the easiest little retro. So that's your action, and that's your movement. So now we move down to Putty's go.
All right. I first I yell out to everybody and say that he's doing magic, and he looks like he's off balance. I noticed that he looks like he's off balance, so we might be able to use that to our advantage. I look on the ground to see if there's any kind of. Actually, I pull out my short bow and I loose an arrow, not trying to hit him, but just trying to kind of get him to react, making him dance, shooting at his feet, I guess.
Making him dance.
Yeah. Let me.
So he is 80 away from where you are, so that's
Yep.
perfectly fine. As you fire off and as you hit him for 4, he takes an arrow. It appears to hit him somewhere. It sticks out of his body, so it didn't just pass through and graze him. He shouts off in a reedy voice, interrupting his chanting and hand motions and balance keeping, and you can barely audibly from as far away as you can barely hear him just say the word fuck. Mo's go.
All right. Well, I am going to. So there's horses all around me chanting
Oh yeah.
freedom or death.
One of them shouted freedom or death, and they're all raging.
That like they're angry.
Apparently.
Like, okay, well, so in my time as a chef, I didn't fight people a lot, but I've slaughtered a horse or two. How bad can it be? And I go up.
You're just gonna kill these villagers' horses?
It's
No,
not
I'm-
the horse.
I'm not gonna kill the horse. I'm gonna try and settle them with a handle animal.
Nice. All right. Let me go ahead and roll that here. Your little.
Oh
handle
yeah, you
animal.
roll that. That's right.
Oh yeah. As you do your best, like cooing and it's gonna be okay, baby. They appear to frown at you,
That's
more expressive than you've ever seen a horse act. But I will give you inspiration because you are a friendly and empathetic person. You're trying to calm the situation.
Thank
However,
you.
as you already have inspiration,
No, that's fine.
it does you no good. All right. So
I'm not playing
next
for
we go-
inspiration. I'm just playing how Mo would do it.
We go down to it's done, and the horses go on the same initiative. Given that you go on the same initiative as the monster that I get to decide which goes first, they will go first.
Oh, you're the worst.
So breaking out of their harness, this one here, over here to the side here, and they actually have stuff they can say. This one shouts, "Free or dead, and never slaves!" And he kicks this guy
Man.
with both hooves.
Okay. Oh.
Ouch.
And mightily. So let's see here. And hits, essentially caving in his chest.
Ah.
As this guy falls and bloodily dies on the ground. The one next to him says, "Indeed!" And
Oh shit. Mo's dead.
I say, okay, we can kill the horses now.
kicks this other lady that's standing next to it, shouting, the fallen mortars of horse kind will never be forgotten.
Oh no.
And indeed hits, and in fact kills her as well. Her head is gashed open as she goes falling.
What is this, a drowning pool song? Let the bodies of the blood. Let the bodies of the
One from across the courtyard shouts that the wheel of history is greased in the blood of chain breakers and martyrs alike. And murders this young lady right here because keep in mind, and something you should know as constables of the city, basic common NPCs have like between 1 and 4 hit points.
Right.
People are free.
They're worthless.
And then
Well, I
this
mean,
one
to be fair, this isn't our district to
Rushes
cover,
over.
so this blood isn't on our hands.
rushes over and he kicks her, neighing his disgust. Hey. He says something about the products of a worker's labors should be owned by the worker, not the proletariat. and she goes down. These two break free and start kicking and mauling and destroying and gnashing at these folks.
Oh, man.
Super damn easy to hit these people. The Commodore has no AC, I swear. I'll roll those 2 hits. And unless it's like a 2, we're probably going to hit. And those 2 go down and die.
Oh my
It is
god!
a bloodbath. It is a bloodbath in the market square. Their turn is quite over. Moving down to Dunkirk, watching a carnage of hyper-socialist
Dunkirk.
horses.
Phalanx formation on me.
call the call the cops.
So,
Someone called the cops.
from what I can,
form the head. Let's go.
maybe I can't tell this, but does it seem like that they are being controlled by the guy on the roof?
If you want to spend an action,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
would be happy to roll arcane on your behalf and tell you what you think. But do you
nothing.
want to blow an action?
Maybe they're
I
just
don't.
talking horses.
They're just horses, and their owners are dead, so no one's gonna be mad at us.
Exactly.
I'm willing to move into position beside Mo over here, and because I picked up the protection fighting style, which I probably didn't tell you yet, Flannel, because I did that earlier yesterday.
I heard about it.
Okay, and I'm going to
Development.
attack this horse right here.
Get it. Keep in mind, the AC for a horse, because they have dex basically fuck all and no armor, is 10. It's very easy to hit them, but somehow you still jump. As you whip your sword out and flourish it in a menacing way, it looks at you with the rage of an oppressed people. So, wrapping back around, Tig starts the round off. Oh, sorry, my guy. My guy goes at the end because he's got initiative like 8. He screams out. He says, "Ah, ha, 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 ha. I am Equestrius, and I have freed these beasts of burden.
Oh no!
Let the revolution begin here, and let the revolution live forever. I am your god. I am out of here, though, because it's dangerous. Take care of business. My minions now, and it's cool. I'm trying to get down on the other side of this building a little bit. I'm going to try to climb down.
I am
And that-
Equestrius.
You hear his voice kind of trail off as he starts murmuring something about trying to get down off the building, and then you hear like an oof sound. Bada bing. Tig gets to go.
I look at. Never mind. I can see the map, so he's not going to be there anymore. I was going to try to juggernaut bitch my way to the building and tackle him, but I don't think that's possible, is it?
No.
Probably not. Probably
All right.
not efficient, no.
I look at Dunkirk and the team and I say, all right, enough horsing around. And I rage out.
Nice.
I loose an arrow.
I feel like if he has inspiration, you should take it away.
All right. You ready, John? What are you doing?
I rage on and I punch the... Actually, so are all these horses obviously like dangerous and going to fuck up this town square?
Well, and let me make sure my commoners are running away in a panic because that's what they would do.
Okay, yeah.
They're fleeing the damn area. Oh my god! No! Holy shit!
So seeing, 6, 7 bodies of commoners on the ground,
Yeah.
right? Dead. I go into a frenzied rage. These are my people that I'm here to protect.
Good job.
And I slap this motherfucking horse in the face with my maul.
Now I am going to grant you. I'm going to grant you inspiration because protecting the poor and whatnot, that is it's a big deal for you.
Yeah. I go straight up into a frenzy, just like a violent.
I feel you.
Let the eyes. Like,
Deck it.
I'm gonna turn some shit into some glue here.
Do some blazing saddles and punch the shit out of that horse.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Gotta fund my maul. Does this take into account that I'm raging at a normal roll? I don't know how that works.
As far as, how do you mean?
It's a normal attack, but you do 2 extra damage, and since you're frenzied, you get an extra attack, an extra action.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
Okay. So there.
Mhm.
And yes.
So your strike, as you hit it overhand with your maul, it does 13 plus. Right, there'll be an additional 2.
Yes.
And or is that already? Looks like it's already added in. Is it added in? No.
No,
No, it's not. So 15, a mighty swing as you come cracking down on this horse. It looks seriously injured, bleeding from the head wound, an eye lolling out of its skull, but it's on its feet still. And you do get
Second attack. Didn't you get that mall from Merca? Is it the Mall of Merca?
Yeah, it's the Malmerk.
God
I hate you guys.
You don't get an additional attack.
Oh, does he not? The more you
No.
know.
What's Frenzy?
Oh wait, friends. Oh, I see. No, yeah. I was talking about rage. Yeah, you're talking about the actual frenzy.
He's
Yeah,
a
I went to the
frenzied
frenzy
barbarian.
No.
He's
You get a single melee weapon attack as a bonus action, which you have. Essentially, it's not an additional action. You can use your bonus action to make the attack, and you haven't used your bonus action for anything.
Okay.
So give me another one if you'd like, and you do. And you come cracking down, and it hits the ground with a mighty thud. Its brains splattering all over the cobblestones. You hear the other one shouting, "No, brother."
Say goodnight, pony boy. Step over his horse corpse. Looking at my next target.
It is Huddy's go.
Jake,
All right.
DPS worldwide.
TPS worldwide.
So the horses are obviously still under spell, right?
Seem to be.
Okay. I run up here. Wait, let me see. I was down here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to... Yeah, I'll go right here. And I will pull out my whip and whip that horse right in front of me in the face. At advantage with my inspiration, if that's okay.
You can drop your inspiration, and you will be doing it at advantage.
All right. Do I have to click inspiration? Because it's not...
You just don't have inspiration anymore.
Correct, and you're rolling advantage. So.
Okay. Whip.
Whoops.
13 does hit as you do 4 slashing damage. Wacha!
Awesome.
However, they seem to be particularly offended at the whip.
Oh.
I did that on purpose.
It is now Mo's go.
I am now, my eyes are starting to well up, and I'm like, why can't we just live in harmony? And I take my shield, and I try and shove the horse down, like on the ground, with a 22 athletics.
Hold on, you're using your action for that?
I'm using my bonus action because I'm shield master, and I'm going to attack.
Oh, good job. Hey, there we go. So size category larger than you, so you'd be disadvantaged. You got to throw me another d20.
Okay, 13.
13. So in response, we go to my passive athletics, which is essentially strength, and if I get a proficiency bonus of 10, you don't succeed, but
That's
it does
fine.
feel rocked. It is as though you could succeed, you just didn't.
I'm going to follow up with a big old warhammer. I mean,
Bam!
a big old ladle.
As you strike it across the head, a resounding iron ring just suddenly echoes in the air. It wheels its head and neighs at you disapprovingly. All right, so before Dunkirk's go, I get to go. I'm going to see here. This one, way off on the other side of the courtyard, shouts that apples are the opiate of the horses. Down with the oppressors. Down with the masters of the whip. And races right at Putty. And then dashes in. So he won't get an attack action. This one moves in to kick the crap out of you. This one does as well. Both Dunkirk and Mo will get an opportunity attack as it runs from the both of you to go murder the Whipmaster.
All right.
All right, warhammer with a 4. Damage.
4.
11 to hit, 4 damage.
Doing it for 3. Still on its feet, but bleeding profusely and sweating wildly in its rage and pain. The remaining two shout, "We'll avenge our fallen brother. His labors will not go forgotten." And then, like, something about it's time for a coup. The equality of horsekind is now.
Blah, blah, blah.
Awful lot of talk for some dumbass horses. All right, moving around to attacks. There's only one on Tig because the other one needed to dash to get to you. So, attacking on Tig. Here we go. completely misses. It turns and bucks its hooves in your direction. Its tail roughly whipping you across the face, but the iron-clawed feet go barely by your head, although it would hurt a lot if it connected.
Would it behoove these horses to land a hit on Tig?
All right, these ones, however, we've got a couple of them that are going to get to attack, and one of them doesn't. So the first one, vengeance on the oppressors. And 19 is going to hit you, and you're going to take 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
As it mightily catches you across the chest. You bounce off the back of the wall behind you. The hit is so fierce, you'd have lost your footing had it not been for that. The other one, noticing your weakness, follows up with his own for 17. You take 9 more bludgeoning damage.
Okay, I'm gonna use my is that my bless? What's the thing that brings me to?
It's your racial ability by being an orc.
Oh yeah, my relentless endurance.
So
yeah,
click it. Let's see it.
All
It's your stuff's only official if you put it. And as you notice consciousness fading from the resounding blow that you just took right across your stupid face, you steel yourself for that last moment, and you're at 1 hit point, swaying on your feet. Because you know why? You may tell you. You know why?
Why?
You ain't heard no bell yet.
That's right. That's right. Fucking horses.
It is Dunkirk's go, and you are watching them straight up, just like it's 1992 Rodney King stuff over here.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna move myself into position. Between. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I rush over between these 2 horses, and I'm going to attack the one in the center with my longsword.
The one you've been wailing on before, yeah.
Is it the same one? Then yes, yeah. Okay.
You connect, and not only do you connect, but you open a gash in its side, and as it bleeds out and drifts slowly to the ground, it says something about how the revolution will continue long after my body is cast aside. Oh, no. That's your action? That's your little bit of movement? Anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, continuing. We go to commoners fleeing in panicked hurry. Oh, God, no, it's a slaughterhouse. No, we're all fine capitalists here. It's offensive and dangerous. It's the highest quality of living anyone's ever had in the world. Why are we fighting it? All right. And then, like, faintly, you hear one of them say something. Well, they make a really good point. They're just too violent about expressing it. It is Tig's go.
I look at this horse, or actually this horse, and I say, back to the stables with you, and give him a whop whop.
Wop wop.
Wop wop.
You whop it mightily for 12. Or excuse me, for 14.
And then I whop whop again.
You whop it right across its dumb horsey face. It's large, right? Its large square teeth go screaming from its face and skitter across the cobblestones as it falls.
I look at the other horse and I say, I'm gonna make you plow my fields next, bitch. And as I point my maul at him, like, get ready.
It's
coming.
Tig's go is over. It's Putty's.
All right, I say, I am putty in my hands, and I cure wounds.
Whoa!
Oh.
As you heal yourself for 6.
All right. I'm assuming if I move anywhere, they have attack of opportunity, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess I'm just gonna hang out here.
Just gonna hang out there.
I can't attack, right? Because cure wounds took that.
You took your action.
Okay, I thought so.
Mo, you get to go.
All right, I am going to. Oh, my brother in arms he's all right. I'm going to move into here and stand right next to him. Together as one. And I will say, why can't we just see eye to eye? And I'm going to proceed to try and shove this horse above me right here. Down with my shield.
It is disadvantaged, so 13 is as best you do, and you fail to, although again, just by barely a little.
All right, and after I shove with my shield, I bring my ladle up under its chin.
Cracking it under the jaw, it bites its own tongue. All right, now it's my go. Finally, let's get to some danger here. So going from top to bottom, which is usually how I like to go for orderly sake. Tig,
Yes.
the one near you is staring at you in your offensive slurs. It shouts something about it. We'll never stop fighting for horses, governance of the horses, the work of the horses. Horses are God's true creatures. He told us like 40 seconds ago that, so I know it's true. And takes a lashing front hoof kick at you for 17. It hits, and you take 9 bludgeoning damage.
Ooh, that's a rough one.
Smacks you in the shoulder.
But it should only be half that, right? Because he's raging.
That's right. That is correct. So you'll take 5.
Okay.
And then moving down here, this one here is going to take a lashing kick out at Putty.
I'm going to use my defensive action to impose disadvantage.
To
Or
impose
my protect.
disadvantage.
My protect.
As you lean your shield out, that direction to kind of intersperse yourself. So I will roll again.
Thanks, Mo.
The 2.
No problem.
Good stuff too. It looks like a kick that would have connected and opened his face up, but instead gets hung up on your ladle and your shield and gets in the way. It looks at you with beady, black, soulless eyes and says something about how that was bullshit and don't do that again.
and I say, I'll deal with you, ladle.
The one down below, seeing Mo getting all up in the way, says, "You're not of our kind, though you are roughly of our size." That's right.
Oh.
I'll take it.
That communist horse made a fat joke at you.
Right.
For
Yeah.
9 damage.
All right.
Is that? So sorry, I have a question. When do I use the protection fighting styles to help you, Catelyn, since we're next to each other?
Whenever an attack is against me, you can use it once per round.
So can I use it there then?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Yes, I'm going to use it there then. Sorry. Yeah.
And then the effect is
Disadvantage on the attack. It's the same. He has the exact same fighting style.
I was gonna make him say it.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah, the disadvantage.
Disadvantage attack.
I'm
So
too
I'll roll
excited
again.
to get the disadvantage.
I'll roll again. As it is that, like, both of them are just incensed. It says, you're not even fighting fair. I would expect nothing more from people that gain the economic system in their benefit.
we should have all just taken fighter with protection fighting style.
I yell back, standing beside 2 corpses of horses and getting ready to kill another one, and be like, "How am I not fighting fair?"
It is Dunkirk's actual go.
All right, I'm gonna move up here next to the northern horse, and I'm going to attack the stupid socialist horse with my longsword.
Give me a slash.
Yep.
Ooh.
As you drop some science finally. Slashing out, you deal it a nasty cut down the length of its body. It screams defiantly, hobbling a bit, but still on its feet, moving around to Tig's go.
I am going to I'm gonna kill this other horse.
Now, all of you are aware, of course, that on the final blow, you need not kill something that's living. If it's melee, you could just knock it out. But you know what? It's only apt that y'all would murder the horses. If you'll murder innocent temple creepy people, like sentient citizens, of course you'll murder.
Innocent.
That is
little-
that is 100% on my commander's shoulders and not me, as I'm in a frenzied rage.
Yeah.
Dunkirk hasn't said not to.
These are abominations.
As you smack this one right across its horsey chest.
And I said, "Like that? You want another one?" And as I give him another one. Oh, shit. I missed.
You go swinging wide and looks at you. You don't trust your own hooves. You need to use sticks and branches like a pussy.
He might catch a fist this next round if he keeps him
He's calling me out, bro.
He's calling me out.
Welcome to barbarian life, Jake.
Tig's turn is over, and Putty gets to go.
I say, I fucking hate horses, and I shove my short sword into the horse below me.
Plunging it deeply. Doing 4 piercing damage. Give it a little twist before you take it out. Really, really insult to injury. Mo, you get to go.
All right, I'm going to proceed to take my shield and try and shove that sword down, or that horse down. It fails.
And just too big. It's hurting. It's a pain in the butt.
I'm just gonna take a little, then I miss, I guess.
Your warhammer misses. You're just flailing this time. Just
That's
flailing emptily. They get to go. From the top down, so the one on Tig. All of his jovial humor's out of him now. Down with the bosses. Down with the bridle.
Who's
For
that
15,
attack?
which does not hit.
Okay.
That was attacking me, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
attacking
Oh, Tig, right. Big boy up here.
And I say, how good are those hooves doing you now, boy?
You're just gonna egg them all on. You're just gonna. There's no
It's like real
diplomacy.
life.
There's no diplomacy in you at all. All right, moving down. This one's gonna take a shot at Putty
Disadvantage.
with disadvantage. Thank you very
I'm
much.
protecting him.
Thank you.
All right, I'll roll with disadvantage properly. For 13, which misses, and the one from below taking his shots at Mo.
Disadvantage.
Oh, look at y'all. There we go.
We're protecting each other.
16 misses Mo. His 18 is 18, and
Yep.
no hits are traded off, at which point Dunkirk gets to go.
All right. Gonna go after that northern horse again. Tired of it messing with my friends.
Northern horse. Son of a bitch horse.
It's the worst kind of horse.
Son of a mare. We're like,
You do fuck all.
I do fuck all. Story of my life, everybody.
Whipping around, Tig, you get to go.
swing. And I say, how do you like them apples?
You connect, and before it can tell you that apples are the tool of the oppressor upon the oppressed, it dies with those words. It dies with those words in its throat.
Do I still have a move action?
You still have a move.
Let's see your next, bitch.
I think you still get a bonus action, correct?
That's right. You haven't used your bonus action.
He's
And
done one. Thanks doing all the damage.
Oh, shit.
It's not even paying attention as you club it from behind and bring it down.
Yep.
I look at my three squad mates with just the world's biggest grin, like the best day of work ever. Like, I'm having so much fun right now.
You know from experience the paperwork on like killing animals is way shorter than the paperwork on killing people. All right, moving down, it is Putty's go.
I kiss my beer tap handle and I smack the horse in front of me across the face with it.
Give him a mighty swing. So Putty reaches and pulls out a thick wood and iron beer tap. It must be about 2 feet long and probably weighs as much as an arm. It's got blazoned across it and etched into its surface, burned into the wood, stouts. You've seen him wield it before. It's kind of a pet weapon that he has, and he smacks the horse across the nose, almost like disapprovingly, like a school marm to an unruly child. It is Mo's go.
All right, I'm going to, following that little beer handle tap, I'm going to take my shield and just ram into the horse as hard as I can.
Nope.
And I'm going to swing my ladle around and bring it up under its chin.
And it's a deft hit that brings the horse down entirely.
I didn't get to
my
use
ladle.
I didn't get to use my last death line, and I'm really upset about it because I thought of it. I was gonna say we'd take you up to a farm up north. Nice.
You all, because Mo's turn is over and it's my turn, you all hear a voice from the west down the street. And you see walking
Oh,
Shit.
Oh!
on his
he's
turn.
walking. He's not running.
No. He walks up, he says, "We're not so different, you and I. We can be horses of a reasonable nature. I don't blame you for stopping my comrades, who had lost control of themselves. But my demands are few, and I'll brook no disagreement without a proper parley. However, it's Dunkirk's turn."
Oh, so much pressure.
You could look over at me and notice me heavily breathing, covered in blood, and smiling while gripping my maul harder and staring at this horse.
His Mall of America.
This is my Mall America.
I approach the horse. And I look up and down, and I recall battles long past as I served in the army, and when the enemy would beg for mercy, and I shake my head, and I plunge my longsword into its.
Holy shit! Did not see that coming.
This is our leader.
It's an abomination.
As you stab it mightily.
It is an abomination. I'm a goddamn paladin.
Yeah, it is. You stab it mightily, and it is Tig's go.
And
And
I
it's almost as though Tig just got the best mid-morning present he could have been offered.
And I say, yes! And I attempt to jump up on top of the horse and beat it down while on top of it.
Interesting. So you want to use your action
Yeah, to
leap
climb the
up
horse.
the horse.
And
Excellent.
then...
I will require you to make an athletics check for the action.
And I also say, I'm going to ride you to your death, boy. So, an athletics check, you said?
Athletics check.
Well, at least we're sticking to our reputation.
The DC, essentially like a grapple or a shove or any basic physical interaction between two characters in D&D. It has an athletics check in response, right? So you beat it. Its passive athletics is quite less than 25. As you wrench yourself up on top of it mightily. And I'll say this much. Not only do you mightily do so, but you do it a little bit like a dick, though.
Can I toss the world's greatest wink at this fine lady standing over here as well?
You beat
Wink it
its
off.
and then, athletics check mightily, so you can proceed to beat it mightily.
And you get a bonus action for that attack if you would like. Matter of fact, I will advantage it because you are literally right on top of this.
Go ahead and roll it again, see if you get crit.
Oh, okay.
It'll be the first damage, though. We're getting
Right.
the to hit number.
Yep,
It was
that's how I did it.
literally identical.
However, that's the best case scenario for you. So you do manage to strike it mightily and crack it over the top of the head. It is Putty's go.
All right. I sneak up behind it.
It is most likely flanked.
Hold on. You sneak up behind it.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's looking at us, isn't it?
Yeah.
yes. So I run up in front of it, and I
What is
hit
your
it with,
special boy?
with my short sword.
And you give it a good stab. You hit, and the sword plunges deeply into its chest. It whinnies out that there is no honor in any of you in this world. It's too cruel for my kind.
And I say, I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but I don't give a shit.
God, so many puns.
And we are out of combat rounds.
Awesome.
As he drops that horse, I kind of fall to my knees, and tears just start welling up and falling down my cheeks, and I'm like, there's so many dead horses, and I don't have nearly enough time to make sausage out of all of them.
I give Dunkirk a look of approval. Like, I respect him as my commander right now.
I spin around. Congratulate my squad on good work. Those horses were an abomination to the gods and needed to be put down.
I had to
Ruckus-
clean
the
my
ruckus-
maul off a little bit on the horse fur.
The ruckus being over, you see pedestrians and other folks in the street kind of slowly creep around and by, speaking in hushed whispers and being surprised. Is it over?
I say, yeah, it looks like they really put the cart before the horse on this one.
Jesus.
Oh my god. I asked to the crowd, who was here from the beginning? Who saw what happened?
Several uncertain hands go up.
I pointed at the one closest to me and motioned for them to approach me.
A gentleman walks up. He says, "Hi, sir. What could I do to tell you about it? I was here earlier when all of this was going down."
How did this start? How did this begin?
Well, I was actually just unloading the carts over there. I mean, I wasn't even really paying attention. I know, the horse, they're here. They pull in the carriages and the wagons like every morning, so I didn't even pay attention to what was going to happen to it. But then this spinning-looking fucker goes up there on that roof over there. He actually crawled up from down here. I didn't think anything of him. He looked like a pretty posh guy, and then he gets up there and he puts on a fuck-off mask and he starts shouting down at us for a little while, and then starts doing some wavy hand things, and we knew he was up to no good, but there was, there were no constables around or anything. We figured it'd be just another crazy, might jump or something. And then the horses went, fucking crazy.
All right, I spin around and.
What time is it?
By now, it should be creeping up on 9th bell, somewhere in there.
It's 9 in the morning?
Yep.
We got time to track him down, boss. Maybe someone saw where he went.
Yeah. Well, that's the crowd. Well, we saw him disappear over the back of the building. We can kind of spin around and see if anybody back there saw where he went.
You guys make your way around the back of the building?
Yes.
Yeah.
Making your way around the back of the building, you do see clearly where somebody hit the ground in a bad way. There's some detritus, like a coin purse that's left behind. And keep in mind, this is a city street.
Right.
If it only could have dropped moments ago, right, before somebody would pick it up.
Right.
But a coin purse hit the ground. It's purple and of a velvet texture.
I check out the coin purse, open, see what's inside.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and do your. You can roll investigation.
Okay.
That one you get to roll.
While he's
I'm bad at
investigating the corn purse, can I kind of meander around and ask the locals if they saw anyone fitting the description of the guy who jumped off the roof? Make off in any direction?
That's some cop we got on our team there. Our leader.
I'm gonna park that, and I'll get to it. Let me go back to the coin purse.
That's
the reason you get to roll investigation, where maybe you don't get to roll right insight openly, is that you are just handling this badly. Your mind's just not in it. You're not connecting dots. It's just a purse to you. It's not speaking to you.
So knowing Tig's background as a less than savory individual in the community, I kind of toss it to him. I say, Tig, what can you tell me about this? I don't have it in me today.
Do I need to roll an investigation as
You will
well?
need to roll investigation.
I say it looks like some coins.
You also straight up know that you're not getting anything off of this. You have no idea what it is, where it is. It looks like every other fucking person you ever saw.
Best case scenario, he dropped this when he fell off the roof. Worst case scenario, it's someone else's that also got lost. Is there any footprints or anything around? Any noticeable?
I hit him with an arrow, so can we investigate for some blood trail?
Yeah, it's a good point.
You don't notice any particular blood or anything on the ground.
Okay.
You came around to the other side.
This might be a stretch, but because he was so tied to those horses, and my favorite enemy is beasts, am I able to track him any better?
No, but it would make you far better at tracking any escaped horses.
Okay.
His name's Equestrius, so I think you should allow that one.
So
he was a little horse-based.
Slipping over to Mo, making inquiries amongst the people. You're asking, what? Did anybody get a good look at him? What did he look like?
Yes. If they saw what direction he went, and I do want to use my inspiration on this.
Excellent. So I will go ahead and give that a roll to get people convinced to.
Okay.
Oh yeah, a little persuasion. And even though it isn't you're actually quite good at persuasion.
I'm quite charismatic.
Oh yeah, you're quite charismatic. People flock to you. Like people are flocking to you, and even talking amongst themselves to like refine their description amongst each other, where they are maybe a bit more avoidant of some of the others in your party. They seem more than happy to give statements to you.
Okay.
So the description that they offer you is that he looked like a thin, like before he went up there and put the mask on, he looked like just a very rich, thin, reedy-looking fellow. Blonde hair, pointy ears, but hey, it could be elven, could be something else. You can't tell, just by the ears. Everyone knows that. But he had the look about it, But he came out of a carriage like 30 minutes before all the events happened. They describe it as a silver-trimmed white carriage, which is not super uncommon, but gives you something. But it pulled away, and he was just left here. He was just standing there ignoring people and being a dick. And then, boom, out of nowhere, he climbs up badly onto the roof and puts a mask on and starts shouting stuff.
Okay.
Do I notice anybody in the crowd that fits that?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
So,
I know we're not super knowledgeable of this area, but we are knowledgeable of the city. Is there anywhere close to here that also has a lot of horses?
No.
Okay.
There's not like a livery. There's not like a livery or anything nearby.
We know he's well off. Maybe we can search around Hightown for anyone who might know of a carriage that fits that description.
Is Hightown
Is
on
it
the way
like
to
a
where
bougie,
we have?
a pretty fancy carriage? Like it would look like it would come from Hightown, or is it like
silver trim would identify it as something that's very posh.
Okay,
So,
so maybe because we have to go to Hightown anyway. Maybe we can ask around there and see.
Yeah.
Sure.
Flayla, you said that to name one of the taverns, you need to spend an inspiration. Is that correct?
You need to spend an inspiration to invent a tavern.
Hey, I don't have any inspiration, so never mind.
I do. You can
I
message
take-
me the name.
I was gonna say I take a swig from my wineskin.
So we're either looking for an elf, or a half elf, or a tall gnome, according to Evie.
All right, guys, listen up. So here's what's going to happen. We've been given orders, and those are our priority. So I can take 3 of you. Well, I'll say listen to this. We can take 1 of you, and I will report to what was her name? Senior Inspector Twan.
Nice, good job.
and let her know that we're going to be working in her district. The other 2 of you ask around the high quarter over here and figure out see what you can find in regards to this carriage.
So
Are you guys going to drop an inspiration to invent a tavern to rest?
I would like to do that if I could. I don't have any inspiration though. I have a good name.
You gotta get that sweet inspiration to use that name.
Yeah.
And,
Can I take a swig of my my wineskin after that battle?
You can. You can take a nice hard pull. Keep in mind, as you do this, more times you do it, the more likely I will drop at an inconvenient time.
Sure.
A con save.
check your Discord.
Against
Oh
being
my
poisoned.
god.
All right.
That's
I
can't say
take a hard
that.
pull from there.
I'm not drunk enough to say that. I haven't been drinking tonight.
You take that hard swig, so you get inspiration.
I would like to use that inspiration to name a place here.
So I will tell you that you are familiar with a tavern that's just right around the corner.
It's
I'll give you the name of it. You ready?
Sure.
It's going to be the. Let's go with Brew Shook Me All Night Long.
Nice. All right.
From there, you tell me who runs the place. What's it notable for?
It's notable for its stout fist stouts.
Excellent. It's one of the key dispensaries for the Stout Fist Stout brand of dwarvish ale stouts. So you guys make your way to Brew Shook Me All Night Long. It's a polite little hole-in-the-wall tavern, but it's known for excellent beers. And you guys have the opportunity to take a short rest, which will only take about 20, 30 minutes.
Okay.
Because you found yourself a nice tavern to do it in. Which case, you have hit dice, right, based on your class.
Yep.
You may roll as many of them as you like to get hit points back. And keep in mind, you'll add your con modifier to any of those dice if you roll them.
I'm feeling pretty good about my hit points, so I'm not going to use any.
Yeah. Same here.
If you have abilities that refresh on a short rest, you get them back. Spells, you get them back if it's a short rest.
And what did you say we have to spend to get hit points?
So Ranger have a D10 hit die, so you'll throw a D10 and add your con modifier. You have 2. You may roll one at a time just to see,
It should say hit dice on your character sheet, Sean. Right above you where your weapons are.
Here we go. All right, so I can roll just one of them. I don't have to roll both, right? All right.
You roll one at a time. So you get 11 hit points back.
Nice.
Up to your max.
How do I know how much my hit dice is?
You can just click the short rest. Your hit die is D12.
It automatically. So I have to change.
Oh shit! Short rest. Where's that at? Oh, see that.
Do I have to change that hit dice down to 1 now, or?
Yeah, you'll have 1 left now.
Okay.
So Pud, you only have 13 hit points, not 16.
Wait. 7 plus 11 is 18. Right?
Yeah, but your max hit die is 13, right? Your max hit
Correct.
points.
Your max hit points are 13. Your cap.
I was. Yeah, I'm an
That's
idiot. I was
fine.
looking at the armor class. Sorry, guys.
Anybody else taking on any hit die? Spending any hit die?
Nope.
All right.
No, I'm not
Keep
going
it.
to for now. I'm good.
You guys make your way out of the tavern. Keep in mind, now that you've invented that tavern is always here. You won't ever have to spend inspiration to find that tavern again. Next time you find yourself in this part of Guilt, you can just say, we're going to go there because I know it's there because I already invented it.
Awesome.
And we will end up with a map littered with places with terrible names. Where you can take a rest.
Once
All
I
right.
get inspiration, it won't be terrible.
It's pretty terrible.
You guys make your way out of the tavern and try to make your way down into the rise, which you'll have to go past in order to get to Hightown anyway. As you guys make your way down, you see 3 constables doubled over on the side of the street, panting, out of breath. One of them eases down to the ground as the other 2 just sort of comfort him. And they don't even notice you guys as you're walking almost near them. They're so focused on their comrade.
Constables, what's your status? What's going on?
Oh, heavens! Senior Inspector. They stand up. They are proper Western District constables. They've got the uniform, nice scale mail, and everything. The one on the ground, he's just panting and red-faced as can be. And they said, "We just a moment ago, there were 2 gruff men. They forced their way into that house right there." And they point across the street where you see there's this nice brownstone-like townhouse, thick oaken door. They went in there. We saw these ne'er-do-wells, clearly not from our part of town, and they were forcing their way in, working and picking probably at the lock. And then we chased them down, screaming and shouting, saying, "No, you can't do that. What are you doing here?" And they snuck their way in and then shut it. And Baron here threw himself against the door to break it down, and I think he hurt himself too badly. I think his shoulder's dislocated or something. And they won't open the door. We shouted for them, and we heard some screams inside. Have you do you have anything that can get through that door?
Can I break the door down?
I say 1 second, and I pull my my what's it called? My door rammer thing. My
Is it a battering ram?
My battering ram, my portable ram, and I said, "Will this work?"
Oh my God, that might well work.
Do you actually have a portable ram?
Yeah, I have a portable ram.
He bought one. They said we heard screams coming from inside. It may have been a robbery or a murder. We don't know what's going on.
I shove him aside and I'm like, "Let me handle this."
You jog over across the street.
Well, jog's a strong word.
One of the ones standing, Gerard is his name. One of the ones standing says, "Well, hurry up! Can we take him back to headquarters? I think he's seriously injured." And they were addressed Dunkirk. They're looking for his permission.
One of you can take him back to headquarters. The other one of you needs to stay here. This is
That's
your
not
beat.
a problem at all. I'll stay right here. Go ahead, Gallum. Take Baron off and take him back to headquarters. He needs to be seen too. All right, sir. I'm with you. And boom, Mo's at the door. You're going to give it a good mighty swing?
Yeah, athletics.
You're going to give me athletics. You're going to make it advantaged because you're swinging a ram.
Ooh, 18.
18.
Nice.
A resounding crack goes against the door, and you can hear from inside, although no one else is quite close enough yet because they're still standing kind of on the other side of the street. Because I heard no different. You can hear a voice from inside, indeed scream.
Okay, but the door doesn't give way?
You crack it, but it's not entirely broken in.
Can I go and assist with the ram, like hold one side while he holds the other, or you both?
Yes, you can, and that will allow you to re-roll the attempt.
I do that.
I
Just at normal?
supervise.
It's advantage. Give it a go.
All right.
It's only going to be one of you rolling, so
It'll be me.
it's
20.
Mo.
Oh.
20 is enough to break the door down, and you hear screams and a gruff voice from upstairs.
I enter the building.
I run upstairs.
Tig runs in. Mo.
I'm going to yell out. I'm like, if you could all just lay on the ground, please, that would be appreciated. We're real
Dunkirk, Putty, what are
sorry.
you doing?
As we enter the building, I yell, "That's Greyghast constables! Everybody, drop to your knees."
Putty, what are you doing?
I get to the door in case somebody tries to run out the front, and I
Excellent.
ready myself to stop them.
So Tig was the one that was racing in proper. So the downstairs appears to be a fairly nice place, and there's.
I
some
was going
stairs.
after the gruff, threatening sounding
You
voice.
heard the voices from upstairs. So as you decided, you were racing in. Mo's standing there on the stoop. Putty's moved his way in. Dunkirk's downstairs. You race your way up the stairs. You race your way up the stairs, and there's a long hallway, and there's a door ajar at the opposite end, and you see movement fluttering from inside.
I kick open the door.
And you run down the hallway and kick open the door. I assume, Dunkirk, Putty, you're migrating slowly up there.
Yes, I'm following my hair-triggered constable.
Excellent.
I'm going to stay at the front door and make sure no one comes out.
That's probably good. So Tig, you kick the door open. You see a man and a woman in a state of undress that at least my mother would have called very naked.
I look at the lady and I go, "Ma'am, are you okay?"
She looks at you angrily, and she says, "What the fuck are you doing in my house?" And he says,
I
"Yes,
did-
I demand to know what you're doing in this house."
Sounds
I
like
give
she's
her-
resisting arrest.
I give her
All of you hear the shouting from downstairs.
I give her an intimidating look that I don't want to be yelled at. I'm a fucking police officer, and she
Nice.
will shut the fuck up.
I shall roll to see how effective that shit is. As you look at her, she pauses for a second and says, "Do you know who we are?" "Arthur, you tell them." And he stands up, obviously very naked, dangling in front of you. But he adopts a persona that appears to be unmoved. And he says, "I am Arthur Dual Great. I'm the personal valet to, it says, the personal valet to Penelope Zaz. Do you understand? Baroness Zaz?
I say, "Does the valet?"
I'll have your damn career for this.
I shout intimidatingly and I say, "Isn't a valet just a fucking carriage driver?"
I'll see not. I'll tell my mistress about this, and we'll go ahead and have you drum dried out, you ruffian. Come busting into a private home. No cause, no war, no nothing.
Is this something I can hear?
Yeah, you can hear it from downstairs.
Can I do a knowledge local to see if I know who they're talking about?
You may do a history check. Yes.
Oh, a history check.
Excuse me. I will roll that for you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I'll tell you what you know, and you can take your own guesses how well you know things in general.
That's fine.
Penelope Zott, she is a baroness, and she has ties to several of the major provisions and artisan guilds. It is a name you have heard.
Oh, artisan guilds. Uh-oh.
At this
Arthur's
point-
continuing to shout, he says, This is entirely inappropriate. I promise you. Who is your commander?"
At this point, have I caught up to?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You walk up there.
I'm clenching my fist, but I haven't hit anybody yet. Okay.
I put my hand on Tig's chest and kind of move him backwards and take a position in front of him.
Can I assess that there's no threat in this room, though?
Oh, yeah, none at all.
Okay, I just walk back downstairs.
All right, yeah. I am the commander of this patrol.
Well, I'm sure that's a ignominious situation for you. I'll have his name.
Well, we were sitting here from a different patrol who tried to get in. Did you not hear the banging on the door?
I don't think that was my request, sir. I will have his name.
I don't bow to your requests, sir.
Oh, is that where you'd like to go with this?
It's where we already are.
That's perfectly fine. If you'd like to go with this, that is perfectly fine. I will go ahead and contact my very good friend of my mistress, Senior Inspector Twin, about this.
Can I still hear them shouting?
What was her name? Yeah. Mistress what?
I will have my mistress, Baroness Zott, get in touch with her very good close personal friend, Senior Inspector Twin, about this brutish and unwarranted attack on us in private.
I walk back up and...
Hold on, wait.
No, wait, I'm not going to hit anybody. Just let me do this. I have an idea. Can I just do it? You can't stop me anyways. You're going to hear a trigger. And I say angrily and intimidatingly to him, my name is Tig. I just say Tig.
I like it.
I say, my name is Tig, and I dare you to tell on me.
That's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. I'll have satisfaction, I'll have your pay, or I'll have a strap of your hide by the time we're done with this.
Am I safe to assume that nobody's in danger here?
Oh, yeah, not at all.
I mean, I was asking the guy.
Which guy?
The guy who's yelling at us.
Oh, yeah. He says, there's no danger here. This is our own private residence.
Then we'll be on our way. Have a good day.
Damned right you'll be on your way. And he's shouting as you guys are leaving to no great effect.
As we
leave.
Have
a great day, citizen.
As we leave, I'm going to awkwardly, pick the door up off the ground and try to put it back in its hinges. And as I'm adjusting it, I'm like, that's good. And I pat it to be like, that's nice and solid. And on my, third pat, the door will just kind of not stand.
As we're headed out, what was the other constable that was there from the other patrol?
Oh yeah, he's gone.
Oh, he left. Do I know his name?
No.
God damn it.
Well, they really fucked us this time.
All right, let's.
They don't know our names. Well, they know one name.
I'm gonna say, don't worry, Dunkirk. We all have those days, and I hand him a little piece of beef jerky to snack on to make him feel better.
I begrudgingly just put the beef jerky in my mouth and say, "We have a duty to perform. Let's get back on task."
Yep. I have that fantasy, Evie, every night. I hope.
As you guys endure what is not an uncommon situation, where the constables of the Western simply fuck y'all over.
Classic.
Classic Western constables.
All right, where are we going?
All right, so
Hightown.
Yeah, Mo and I are going to go to Senior Inspector Twan. Mm-hmm. I want Tig. I always forget your name, Sean.
Putty.
Tig and Putty to go ask about that carriage.
All right, so you're sending them on to Hightown to ask around a little bit, and you guys will stop off at the Western Barracks. So we'll deal with that first.
Can I also keep an eye out for a residence that has horse decorations, like maybe horse statues on the front porch steps or anything like that?
You can be especially sensitive to anything that's equestrian as you.
Anything that's little.
Yeah, we're looking for any carriages.
Which means your passive perception is normally a 12, I think, Tig.
Yeah.
With respect to actually stating, I'm looking out also for these specific things. You can consider an advantage for those things, so it's like a 17. Cool. So you have some confidence if it's a DC 15 to notice some horse thing, you're going to notice it.
All right. So before we separate, I pull Tig to the side, and I put my hand on his shoulder and say, "Listen, I know you and I have had our disagreements, but I admire the way you handled yourself back there in that fight. Do not engage in any unnecessary violence."
I never engage in unnecessary violence. My violence is always 100% necessary. Dead in the eye.
I sigh. I said, "Listen, just watch out for your buddy over there, okay? For Putty, he's had a hard life.
I won't let shit happen to him. I promise you that much. He's my partner."
All right, and I say, we're meeting. What time is it now, Flannel?
It's pretty close to 10th bell.
Okay, so it's 10th bell. We're gonna go meet with the inspector. By 11th bell, meet us at the Hightown residence in which we were supposed to go to.
Sir, can I just have one word with you?
Well, that's what we're doing.
Midday. So if we get close to Equestrius, 11th bell doesn't give us a lot of time. How about first bell? Afternoon. That's midday still, I think. We'll be fine. If it helps solve this beast mongrel that's going around the town.
13th.
12th bell.
All right. I'll take 12th bell.
All right, so I'll split that up for a second. Y'all two are going to be going to Hightown, doing some checking stuff out and looking around. I'm going to deal with everyone's trip to the Rise to go to the Western District Barracks first. So, as you approach, you know where it is. I mean, you've seen it and know where it is. You've never spent any time inside, any of you. But as Dunkirk and Putty, isn't that right? Y'all two are going?
No, I'm with
Dunkirk and Mo.
He's with Tig.
Dunkirk and Mo.
For some reason, Dunkirk decided to put the two most responsible people together in the two.
Yeah, clearly. Sending the two lowest class people to the highest class part of town.
Yeah, that probably was a poor decision thinking back. My intelligence is really low, guys.
Oh yeah, you're doing it perfectly. All right, so
such a leader.
I will, however, say now that we've moved past and finally out of the scene in Guilt, let's go ahead and distribute XP. Huh? Okay, that might be good. Is that okay? Is that what you want?
That's beautiful. I love XP.
Everybody gets 100 XP for the Equestrius encounter, which is a random encounter, by the way. Take it as seriously or not as you wish.
Yeah.
All right. So, bright white pillars stand at attention in a large cobblestone courtyard, each draped in the standard of the Grey Guard, a dull gray sword and shield against a white background. As they flutter in the wind 20 feet above the ground, patrols of uniformly crisp and outfitted constables practice their parade march to the left. The main building is clean-cut stone, polished to a high shine. The great arching double doors are cocked open, letting a cool breeze come and go from the building. As you guys walk up, it appears you're being eyeballed by some of the fancy Western constables, then nobody stops or talks to you.
Classic bouge folk.
Alright, yeah, so we're gonna go find Senior Inspector Twan.
Walking in, you notice the echoes of boots throughout the cavernous complex. Various gray garb clerks and attendants move with purpose into annexes and hallways. In the center of the large oval lobby is a fountain depicting a stern-looking woman standing imperiously with fists on her hips, looking down upon those coming in the front doors.
I nudge Mo to snap to attention and do so myself. I say, Senior Inspector Twan, Inspector. I forgot my name there for a minute.
Well, you haven't approached by anybody.
Oh, my bad. I thought we
it's a statue.
It's a statue.
Do I recognize?
Dunkirk doesn't have a high intelligence, but it's high enough not to talk to the statue.
No, I missed the statue part.
Do I know who is being represented in the statue?
I will give a history check and let you know if you know.
Okay.
History check this for you, and yes, actually, you recall it pretty easily. The figure depicted is, and I will type this out in the chat because you never know when you might use it later.
Yep. Is
Eleanor Thimig.
Okay.
At the highest rulership of the city are three. They're essentially like philosopher kings. They're really above all the politics. They rule everything at the very, very top. Eleanor Thimig and two others. They were part of the founding group that actually settled the city 60 some odd years ago. That's her when she was younger.
Okay, and is she still alive?
Oh yeah, Marquise Eleanor Thimig is still alive, and she's a bit like Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the court.
Okay.
Very famous.
And she's a human looking, or is she a
Yes.
different...
Oh, she's human. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So, standing in the lobby, people going to and from.
Yeah. So, do I know where Inspector Twan's office is?
Not a fucking clue.
All right. I find myself. I kind of glance around and look for an approachable-looking constable, and I stop them.
As you look and glance for an approachable-looking constable, you see the constable that had quote-unquote hurt his shoulder, the one that they called Baron.
Oh, how nice. Hey, how's that injury treating you there, pal?
He looks over and kind of gives a smile and says, "I don't know what you're talking about. What are you all doing here?"
What's this guy's rank?
You don't know?
Okay.
He doesn't have it shown anyway. It is a pretentious habit of Western constables. They like keeping their insignias in like little wallets to pull out.
Yeah. What are those guys?
I'm going to kind of stand at attention, assuming he's higher ranked than me, since most people are.
I ignore Mo. I'm not gonna give this guy. So the pretty cute trick that you laid out there.
I don't know.
A little bit ago.
I don't know what you're talking about or what kind of silly reindeer games you people over there in the dirt shit Eastern think you play. But we're serious constables here. We don't have time for riff-raff.
Serious work, huh? Yeah, I can respect that. So why don't you point me towards Senior Inspector Twan?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of how incredibly shit you are. And then he just turns and walks off.
Man, I guess it's a good thing I'm not there.
Oh, probably a damn good thing you're not there.
Yeah.
You'd be earning inspiration left and fucking right. As the first session becomes the eventual death by mass beating of Tig.
Take a while.
I place my hand on his shoulder pad and kind of spin him back around.
He brushes your hand off. He says, "Don't touch me, you dirty piece of shit."
I kind of square myself up to him a little bit.
Punch him in the back of the head. Punch him in the back of the head.
And are we in the middle of a room, or are we kind of like near a corner?
Oh, y'all are in the lobby by the fountain, and people in attendance are coming and going. It's
all right. I square myself up with him. I kind of back him up against a pillar or the fountain or something solid, and I'm going to try to intimidate him. So listen here. You have no idea what I have seen in the past 25 years of my career. Things that will make your nightmares just never cease.
Go ahead.
You give it your best.
Yeah.
And I rolled it off for you. You give it your best, and he looks back at you, and just barely audible. Like Mo can't even make out the words, right? Just barely audible, just whispers to you, "You talk like a dog barks. Yap, yap, yap. Yap, yap, yap." And he turns and straight up walks away.
As this is going on, I am nervously thumbing through the jerky sticks in my pocket to make sure I will have enough to snack on when we get sent to prison for sassing this guy.
Come on, Mo. We need to figure out.
That being said, two attendants. They look like clerks, basically. You don't see many clerks over in the Eastern. Everyone's got to do their own paperwork and shit. They can afford scribes over here, you know. You see two scribes, essentially clerks, come up and see Mo and just almost genially walk up to him. One of them reaches into his pocket and says, "Oh, sorry." Pulls out a signet ring.
Mm-hmm.
Brother.
I show him.
You can tell from the symbol on it. It is the same guild that you're a part of.
Oh, I pull my signet ring on my little chubby finger, and I'm like, "Hail, well met."
Hail! Oh, what are you doing here?
Well, I'm just following this guy around. He's my boss.
They turn and look at Dunkirk, and seeing his rank on his chest, which is appropriate. Both snap to attention. They do it badly. They're clearly not, patrolmen or anything, but they are in the organization.
Happy to be seeing a little bit of respect. I just I kind of give them a small smile and focus on them with my one good eye until I'm at ease.
Thank you, sir.
I say, we're looking for a, and then I uncomfortably forget her name, and I turn to Dunkirk, and I'm like,
Senior Inspector Twan.
Senior Inspector Twan. You wouldn't happen to know
Nope. Yeah.
No,
Senior
where's she?
Twins office. Yeah. Twins office is going to be down the long hall. Is she expecting you?
Oh,
She's
okay.
not.
Yes. Right? We are coming
not.
unexpected of us. That'd be terribly rude,
She-
wouldn't it?
She is not expecting us. We were told to report to her
Well, yeah,
by Senior Inspector Laz.
that all sounds fine to us. I mean, I don't control her schedule, but I know that her main office her solar is right down that hallway. You can't miss it. It'll be the great big door to have her name on the outside.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Real
And then
quick, you haven't seen any carriages around with some silver trim, and I give them the description that I was given from the people up in the Guilt District.
They give a real disappointing shrug. You know, they don't really get out that much. I says that's not familiar to me, Sarah. I've never seen one quite like that. I couldn't say. I mean, I can keep an ear out just in case someone mentions something.
All right. Well, I thank you for your help, and I tell you what. And I kind of lean at. I'm like, if you guys want a good meal, meet me at the Gin the Air tonight. I'll make you. A really nice meal.
Nice. They actually, the fellow with the signet ring leans in. He says, "Well, let me tell you something. If you want a good meal, you know, I'm sure it's pretty good over there. But I do a little bit of cooking over at Barley's Angels here in the Rise. And I'm telling you this much: I make a scone that'll knock your fucking socks off.
All right, and is that here in Hightown?
It's right here in the Rise.
Well, I tell you what, maybe I'll see you tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
Maybe you will. I'll blow your socks off with you.
I don't know if you can tell.
You-
When I pat
you can
my
be making-
stomach, I say, I enjoy a good meal.
Good meal and a good shit afterward. It's going to do all of it.
I not so gently nudge Mo toward the inspector's office, saying that this is getting a little too uncomfortably sexual for me.
Oh yeah, no. And from your limited experience with Mo meeting the occasional people in the Bakers and Cooks Guild, that's how it goes, man. Like as uncomfortable as you might be around like super duper like swole hard workout do you lift bros getting real intimate about details, it's like that but about food. Perfectly normal to them though.
Mm-hmm.
You know? All right, so you make your way down the hall?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to slap over. We're going to jump over to Hightown. So you guys make your way to Hightown. I'm going to describe a little bit about what that looks like. The streets of Hightown stand out from the other districts of the city with their crisp lines and orderly planning, as opposed to the more chaotic and utilitarian, year-over-year changes and generation-over-generation changes in other parts of the city as needed. As opposed to the other areas of Greyghast, there are actual sidewalks here, and wide, open, grassy knolls and parks all about. Frumpers carry parasols over the heads of older gentlemen and aristocrats as they conduct their midday constitutionals. To your left, you see a pair of older nobility. They're sitting there feeding pigeons. But as opposed to other places where you might see old men feeding pigeons, they do so in finery worth easily twice as much money as you've probably ever seen in one place. And they have little attendants and servants that go out and rearrange the crumbs perfectly after they throw them. To your right, you see a carriage being pulled by horses, but the horses are taking little trained, mincing steps. The whole vehicle's moving at a snail's pace on the road. But this seems to be perfectly normal. You don't see a vendor or a street hawker anywhere in sight.
I look over at Pud and I go, doesn't this place just give you the creeps?
This is pretty horrible if you ask me.
Like, yeah. Listen, this horseman, I think he'll make himself pretty obvious if he's around, and we won't have trouble finding him. But seeing all these people is making me a little bit thirsty. And I know of one good seedy bar in this town where we might actually fit in. It's called Swindler's Lust. It's right down the road.
Hold on, are you spending inspiration?
I am.
Unfortunately, that's the part you don't control. You spend inspiration, and I will name it.
Oh, you name it. I can't name it?
You don't get the joy of that.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I didn't realize either.
And all of a sudden, when Tig says that, he remembers, oh, shit, they shut that place down.
Oh. Yeah,
Shut down is right.
It's probably for the best that a bar called Swindler's Lust was shut down.
Oh, shit.
You still spending?
Yes, still spending,
All right.
for sure.
You spend it, and you do recall that after they shut down Swindler's Lust, which was great. It was really great. They replaced it with a kind of a throwback. It's kind of like a rich person's idea of what a poor man's bar is. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
It's very fake. It's like a Hard Rock cafe. You know, it's just super fake. You know, a Planet Hollywood kind of thing. And it's called Sweet Child of Wine. Over in Hightown.
All right. You want to get a drink?
Hell yes.
You guys take some time off. You go inside.
As I walk in, I look around to see if anybody recognizes me and nonchalantly start picking at the tooth that's stuck in my bar tap and just act like I'm, trying to dislodge it, but I'm actually just trying to catch the eye of some guys who think they came up like Tig and I did.
Is there
You guys walk in and you're immediately greeted, right, by a gentle lady behind the bar, and she comes swishing out in a very nice outfit, really quite crisp. And I mean it. I'm going to do the whole thing. This really is one of those like they're trying to be seedy, but clearly they spend a lot of money to look this way. Just, hey, you guys, this is your first time coming to Sweet Child of Wine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I can go ahead and get you seated. Can I start you off with a little bit of our house wine of the day? Maybe get you a little star with some jalapeno poppers? What?
Jalapeno poppers.
Why not? Why not? Just.
I like it putting like, I'm sorry. It's not my place either.
We still have premium seats by the fire where people are playing, and obviously she's really leaning into the conceit of the establishment, where people are playing gambling, for money coins. Yeah.
Okay.
You see some stuffy aristocrats sitting around what appear to be like purposely weathered tables.
Yeah. Do any of these people look like they're playing the part? Like they're there for the purpose of trying to like get that seedy bar?
I will allow you to roll an investigation to really take in the room carefully. Right. Perception, past perception. You don't notice anything except bullshit.
And I don't notice anything either?
No.
Okay.
Investigation, you take it into your own hands, and you're like, okay, hold on, let's have a seat and think about all these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
There is one person over in a table in the far corner. He's sitting with a couple of real well-dressed dandy fellas. Nice blue frock coats and, poofy shirted and the like, with attendants standing behind him. He's one of the only people in this entire establishment that doesn't have a servant within striking distance of him. And he seems to be enormously happy and very fakedly losing at some game of chance with the other two. You can kind of tell he's losing and appears to be way too, purposefully upset about it.
Can I walk up to that table?
Yeah, walk right up.
I join in.
I say, do any of y'all fancy yourself at a bar game?
The gentleman that you noticed, the one you have your eye on, he's a gnomish-looking fellow.
Oh, he's a gnome? This probably going to work then.
He looks at you, and then you notice this. Both you and Putty have enough powers of perception for this much. You notice he looks at you all, and then looks at your outfits, and then swallows a little bit and says, well, constables, you're welcome to be wherever you like. Gentlemen, I think I'm done losing my money to you. I think I got some things. Still try some of those jalapeno poppers. So.
Can I kind of grab him? Not like grab him entirely, but kind of put my hand on his chest and I say, "What's the rush? What's the rush, buddy?"
He says, no, nothing. Nothing. There's no problem here. I just tired of losing all my money to these two fine gamblers. And you see one of the gentlemen say, "Well, Seth, come on." I've just had a lucky streak, You took me for quite a lot more last week. This is just your comeuppance is coming back to you. Don't be a poor sport.
Are they paying him to lose so they feel better about themselves?
You don't get that impression.
I don't get that impression.
No.
Do I get any impression other than he's weird?
Yeah, from your background and your investigation, you get the impression that he's losing money, and at some point he will win it back and more. He's a hustler.
Okay. I say, what's your game?
And he's super uncomfortable that cops just walked in.
I say, what's your game, buddy?
He's like, we're throwing the dice. That's all it is. A little bit of Dragon's Bones dice, and that's all, you know. And he said, one of the poofy aristocratic fellows says, "Excuse me, Constable, is there some kind of problem? We have a game going on."
Say, are all you guys using the same set of dice?
Well, I don't see how that's any of your business. This is a game amongst gentlemen. We have no problems with Seth. Seth's always been quite good to us, and I certainly have won more money off him than I've lost, I think. Haven't I? Giles, have I lost more money than I've won off him? How's that gone? He said, "Well, sir, I think..." His servant leans in and says, "Well, sir, the booking's quite complicated. It depends on where you start walking from, and do you include the carriage?"
He's in on it.
Keeping my hand on the gnome's chest where he can't like walk away without me knowing he's trying to leave, I lean over and whisper in Putty's ear, I'm like, "Do you think you can lift this guy's dice out of his pocket?"
Yeah,
and I'm just going to talk to the gnome. I'm like, "Well, hang on a second. Maybe I want to get on this game. Maybe I can lose some of my money too."
Does that give me an advantage at all? Him kind of...
If you're trying to sneak him out, it does.
Okay.
Sure enough, you reach into his pocket just real quick and delicately, just, you know, with a couple of fingers, and you find some dice.
Okay.
Now, he was just playing, so is that a different set of dice than he was currently losing with?
You're not sure.
Not sure. Okay. All right, let's sit down and roll a game.
I'm gonna keep those dice in my pocket.
Gotcha. So you say, "Yeah, keep rolling again." He says, "Well, you know, okay. How about one more? I'll throw the dice one more, but then surely I'm allowed to stop. There's no law saying I have to gamble all my money away."
No, not any law at all. You might even win some off of me.
I say, are we not gentlemen for this gentleman's game? And I dip my comb in his drink and comb my hair.
Inside, I'm like, "Nice one."
Huddy's passive perception is high enough to notice. Unfortunately, your passive perception won't be high enough to notice.
That's fine.
Huddy does notice. As he reaches over and picks up the dice off the table, you know, there's no problem here. You do notice the sleight of hand as he slides them into a coat pocket and then brings his hand up out of his side pocket, but then finds there's nothing in it and freezes.
And I say, roll those dice.
And I look at him. I go, "I also need to borrow some dice, but I don't have my own."
Yeah.
I say, I have a pair right here. You can use and hand them to him.
Oh.
And he notices them. He looks at you and throws them.
He throws his own dice, right?
Yep.
Right.
They come up the equivalent of, you know, coming up sevens. They come up right for the game. And says, "Well, I guess I got a little bit lucky there." And then the aristocrat says, "Yeah, I told you, Seth. Eventually your luck turn around. Maybe they're your lucky charms and whatnot."
I throw the dice that Pud has handed me.
And they come up wrong.
Oh, just so bad. Okay. Do the aristocrats throw?
No. They're just sitting there watching.
I think you guys should go again, double or nothing.
Yeah, you think so, Pud?
I don't know that I'm comfortable with all of this, constables. It seems this has become a very unfortunate air. I'm quite off put. I think I need to lay down. This is not how I intended my morning to go.
Let's walk you back there. Make sure nobody tries to get their winnings back on your way back to your room.
I think I'm quite good with my man. I don't need a damn chaperone, and you're not my father. So how about you fuck off?
We were having a good conversation until you said that, and I intimidate him when I say that.
Ooh. Yeah, no chaperone for you today. He looks quite shaken and sits down and he says, This is entirely preposterous. I've done nothing wrong. I shouldn't have to sit here like this."
I look at him and I go, "Just play the game."
"I will not play the game. I will not play the game."
I can't intimidate him into playing the game.
You intimidated him to not go anywhere. At this point,
Right.
That's about as good as it gets. He's incensed. It's not mind control, essentially. You know?
Yeah.
He's too scared to leave, but he's still quite imperious about being forced to do anything like that. He's like, "You can't force me to gamble my money. It's my money. I can waste it or burn it as I see fit. I can buy you 10 times over." This is unheard of. The other aristocrat pops up. He says, "This is quite unheard of, Constable."
It is. How about I look at the swindler and I say, "How about you buy me and the other constable around and just see your way out?"
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. I could do that. Let's do that. He says, fine, you get your... I see you shaking down an honest man for drinks. What's the consequence if the city come to it? It's like I always say, Si. It's like I always say, the lower classes shouldn't be allowed to have power. Not like this. They humbug between each other like they know the world.
Does he have a plate of jalapeno poppers in front of him?
He does not.
Oh. I was gonna reach over and just grab one and eat it.
But the lady brings back some drinks for you. You know, the three of you and the two aristocrats. Are we free now to go, or are you going to continue to make this awkward?
My word of advice to you gentlemen is to be more careful about who you play games with.
All right. I suspect I'll choose my own play opponents, Constable, and you should choose yours.
I did.
They get up and they walk away, tutting and offended at the very boorishness of all of it.
Are we still with the gnome dude at the table right now?
It's just the three of you now.
I set my stouts bar tab on the table and I say, so do you want your dice back?
Yes.
All right. Why don't you give the good gnome here his dice back so we can have an honest conversation now that those idiots are out of here.
I stacked the dice up in front of him on the table.
Says, okay. I mean, hey, you got me. What you want?
I'm gonna use my criminal contact and talk to him and be like, specifically working for a horseman. Be pretty obvious. He runs around these parts. You know him? Know of him?
Bojack Horseman.
Bojack Horseman. Equestrius is his real name. Kind of a crazy character.
Keep in mind, your criminal contact is an NPC in the city that is your liaison with
that's not just I can talk to any criminal. That's
Correct.
just a specific... Okay, never mind.
But don't be wrong, you know somebody that people know.
Yeah.
Like you have a name you can drop.
Does the guy recognize me as
I'm not gonna name drop. I'm just gonna, inquire.
What was the question, John?
Does he recognize me from my my underground boxing?
This guy doesn't seem to recognize you, or if he does, he's just tight-lipped about it.
Okay.
But he looks at Tig and says, at best you've got me on a fine. So, what do you want to know? How can we make this go really easy and I can go on with my day?
I want to know where I can find a guy who's crazy about horses.
I don't know any guys that are crazy about horses. Wait,
No
what do you mean? What do you mean crazy about horses?
I mean, he's literally driving horses crazy. They're talking and killing people in the streets.
Talking horses?
Yeah,
Yep.
He's blonde. He's got long ears. He has a weird helmet.
I couldn't tell you anything about talking fucking horses.
It's a tall,
You know-
skinny, blonde guy with pointy ears.
You just described half the people in this part of town.
He drives a white carriage with silver trim.
You still describing half the families in this part of town.
So nothing too horsey out of the ordinary in these parts.
Nothing fucky.
I don't know any crazy horse people.
I didn't know if it was High Garden or Hightown. I had to read the
I
name.
flash some gold and I say, can we grease your palms a little bit and
How much silver do you show them? Because
oh yeah,
I'm
silver.
assuming you don't have gold. If you had gold, that'd be quite impressive. But
Yeah, you're right. I pull out 20 silver.
Now, see, you're gonna give that to a fucking swindler? He could tell us to go down the road and fuck ourselves, and we won't know the difference.
Yeah.
He says, I tell you what I know about white carriages and silver trim, though.
Okay.
And he kind of makes a motion like, can I scoop the money? Is it okay if I take it off the table?
No,
Like he's looking at Putty. He didn't say shit to Tig. Tig's not offering shit.
You're not going to
Correct.
tell me that everybody around here drives a white fucking carriage with silver trim. I want to know.
No. I don't take the money unless I'm going to give you something for it. And keep in mind, you could always take it the fuck back off of me. I'm not dumb enough to try to do that.
All right, I'm
just not comfortable with it on the table.
How do I feel about this scenario?
Nice! Looking for an insight, finally. All right, I'm going to roll that for you, tell you how you feel. You feel pretty good about him being at least above board right now.
I'm usually wrong about this shit. I let him take the 20.
He just scoops it off, puts it in a pocket, hands up. He says, "Okay, well, I'll tell you what I know. You're looking for a lady named Winnie.
I lean over to Tig and say, "What's your feeling on this?"
Lady named Winnie. Keep in mind, high price, highfalutin carriage like that. White, you say? Huh? Silver trim and the like, looking all fancy and whatnot, dropping off some little rich kid. It's only a couple people make something like that.
Okay,
Winnie.
where
Winnie.
can we find Winnie?
She's somewhere in Hightown. She doesn't have a shop per se that I'm aware of. I think I heard once that she actually has a shop outside the city in one of the little villages, probably Greywild. But she does most of her business, high-end carriages, finely tuned vehicles and machines.
Do you know Winnie's last
If
name?
she didn't make it, I bet you she knows where it came from because it's competition.
Do you know her last name?
I don't. She's just Winnie.
Okay.
It's that's all she's ever known by. I mean, I don't have her number. I couldn't tell you where she lives. But I'd say any rich person around here probably knows, a cousin or someone that has worked with her or commissioned something from her.
I lean over to Tig and I say, "This sounds like a shitty fucking pun, man. I think he's fucking with us."
And I say, this town's a shitty fucking pun.
But yeah, so I nudge him and I say, "Do you have any insight on this conversation? What are you getting from this guy? Do you believe this, or like I'm a gullible, dumb half orc? I don't know."
Let
me get taking to do insight.
Yeah, we could do insight.
All right, I'll tell you what you come out with. You feel pretty good about it too.
Okay. Yeah, I think it holds up. It makes sense. Stuff's, doesn't seem outrageous that a person named Winnie would be selling carriages to a horseman. Doesn't seem outrageous at all. I've got an idea. And I look at the gnome and I say, go gamble at a different part of town. And I shake his hands. And say, if I run into you again, I expect us to be friends.
Best we can, I guess. We'll try to cross that bridge when we come to it. Meantime, thank you very much, gentlemen. Enjoy the drinks.
Tell him good luck taking these assholes' money.
He bows genially.
Is there a parking lot at the Hard Rock Cafe?
Not particularly. People usually just get dropped off.
Okay. Is there a valet outside?
Oh yeah.
I walk out and I ask him. I grease him with 5 silver coins.
Nice.
And I say, who here was dropped off in the nicest carriage?
Today or ever?
That's currently in the establishment that I could talk to.
Shoot, that's probably going to be Sai Rathi.
Can you point him out to me?
Yes, I suppose. And he kind of leans in and very subtly, because he don't want to be seen doing it, right? He points to the red-coated gentleman that was sitting at the table that just walked away from the table with his friend.
At the table that the guy pissed off?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Perfect. I can put it like, all right, well, we got your time.
All right, I'm gonna ice that for a second and flash back over.
Yep.
All right, back over. You guys make your way into her office.
Cat,
Yes.
you guys are up.
All
I
right.
really had to go pee. Messaged us.
Oh God, I don't know what to do without my fearless leader.
Oh, Riley's out right now.
He stepped away to relieve his bladder.
All right, so let's come back to take. So,
I'll play his character.
No.
Dunkirk pulls his pants down and starts helicoptering furiously.
So Tig, you notice the gentleman that's in there.
Yeah, I walk up to him and I go, sorry for that disturbance, sir, but you were indeed getting hustled, and I was just trying to save you some coin.
As far as I'm concerned, Constable, you come and you insult a man at his own table. You come sartorially challenged. So I invite you and your partner to go fuck yourself.
Fair enough.
And he turns his back. He turns his back on you. And his servant just kind of doesn't touch you. He knows better, but his servant says, I believe he's asked you to fuck off, so.
I want to ask you about your carriage.
I cannot hear you.
It seemed very nice. I like it. What's the model? What's the make? Who made that carriage for you?
Straight up ignores you.
Intimidatingly, I say, you're talking to an officer of the law.
He says, I'm talking to a peasant that has a badge that won't last.
I lean over to Pud and I go, I want to go beat the fuck out of this guy in the alley.
Dunkirk is back.
All right, I'm going to flash back over. You guys are standing outside. Of Senior Inspector Twun's Solar. What do you do?
Dunkirk?
I'm back. I'm sorry.
What do you want to do with this Senior Inspector
Riley?
Twan?
I'm trying to play my character, and it's going to get me in a fight. And I'm going to let you know that right now, and I'm apologizing beforehand as my commanding officer.
I'm gonna let her know. Shit, sorry guys.
I'm going to knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and you hear voices inside kind of come to, not a hush, but a lower murmur. There were conversations going on. And then a rather bright and full voice commandingly say, well, come in.
I opened the door for Dunkirk.
Nice. Good move.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to bail out about 10 minutes early. My son just threw up everywhere.
Oh, no.
Oh.
I'll be Dunkirk.
Quite all right.
Yeah, I know we only have like 10 minutes left anyway, so Catelyn just take over for me, and I will see you guys later. I apologize.
So long,
No problem.
Dunkirk. Dunkirk proceeds to pull his pants down in helicopter.
Well, we'll make it
Just
simple as Dunkirk is sending Mo in to deal with it as he's got to go. He's nervous about the other two. Like he was nervous letting them walk away, and it's like walking away from the house when you're wondering if you lock the front door. The farther you get down the road, the more you worry.
Yeah.
You know, and then like you're 3 blocks away, and you're like, oh shit, I got to go back. So Dunkirk is going to go find the unwise to leave those two. At least Mo has friends here. So you walk inside?
Yes.
Twun's office is a spacious solar with awards and mementos behind glass on shelves lining the room. The senior inspector is a small woman, her dark hair starting to turn a handsome gray and pulled back tightly. Her dark eyes and ruddy complexion give little away of her mood or temperament. She stands at the head of a conference table, and upon seeing you enter, gives her major domos a glare. They collect their things and their papers and, without a word, hurry out of the room. As the last one leaves, she speaks the first words you've heard her say. Who the hell are you supposed to be?
Well, upon realizing that Dunkirk has suddenly gone mute, I say, Inspector Laz told us to seek you out.
She rolls her eyes at the name. She says, ah, I see. He has chickens coming into my yard. Why are you in my yard, chicken?
Well, he told us that Count Xavier Ingolstadt told us we needed to help him out with something.
That sounds very irregular. Why are you helping Ingolstadt? What is his need? Why wouldn't he contact me directly?
I am not of the status to question the actions of nobles.
Quite right. That's about the first smart thing I think I've heard you say. Well, fine. I suppose you're just, checking in so I'm aware?
Yes.
Good. I am aware.
Okay.
Was there anything else that you wanted?
I feel like there was, but I thought my commander would be here to help me with this.
You're from the Eastern Districts. I would expect your commander's doing well to be sober on a given day.
Oh. He is an honorable man.
I'm sure he is.
It's out of character. We were supposed to check in with her before we checked in with Ingolstadt, correct?
That's it. That's correct.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you for your time. Sorry we interrupted your mess or your meeting.
Constable.
Not mess.
Constable. Apologizing is more than a little unprofessional. Have some damn dignity.
Sure. Well, I'm just gonna leave this here for you guys to snack on while you have your meeting, and I pull out a little bit of salami and I leave it on the counter, and I kind of grab Dunkirk and I say, all right, let's go. Enjoy. This is some nice salami. We'll see you around, and we're gonna go check in with with Count Ingolstadt. Hope y'all have a nice day.
Oh, for God's sakes, just go.
I just shut the door as I stammer and don't know what to say.
The Norman, the fellow guildmate, kind of greets you as you come out of the hall because he's curious what you'd be doing there, but he doesn't ask any questions. He just says, "Yeah, your partner just ran out of here," murmuring something about, "Oh, that was a bad idea."
All right. Cool.
All right, and we will, I think, probably end up for the last bit flashback over to where you guys are over at Sweet Child of Wine.
Pud, you can noticeably see me clenching my fist, looking at the back of the guy's head, wondering how much pressure it would take to hurt his skull.
I grab Tig and we start walking towards the door, and I say, "Dude, we got to get out. See if we can find this Winnie person."
I punch the door open.
Make a nice scene. Let them know that. Let them know that you know that they know that you did it.
Yeah, I punch it to where it would break the hinges, or try to at least. I punch it as hard as I can.
It's a resounding crack. You can hear the crack of at least one of the oaken boards, breaking. Oh, it's satisfying.
Yes.
Yeah. It's gonna cost some money to replace that thing.
That's on the city.
Something they don't have in this town.
As you guys step out and walk back out onto the polished, fine, and beautiful streets of Hightown in the crisp, chilly morning. And I think that's probably a good place to call it until we get everybody back, because the next part is everybody back together.
No problem.
Sounds good.
So, to wrap up XP for that leg, everybody's going to get 50 XP, story XP, for advancing through and not causing a ruckus at the Western.
Oh yeah.
If you avoid getting into a fight at the Western, you do get XP for that.
Nice.
Because the provocations are there.
For sure.
Where's the Western? Is that where you guys were?
That's where we are. That's where we all are.
Just lucked out.
So everybody gets 50.
Okay. Cool.
I should have fought him.
It's gonna nag at you.
Cool.
The very first thing next week when we start is and I'd go right back inside and punch him in the back. And just walk in like a put and go, "I'm so sorry." All I can hear is Greg's in my ear being like, "You're better than this. You can do it."
It landed. That talk he had did.
Even though it was a fake talk, it still meant something to me.
All right. Cool. Well, thank you so much, Flannel. This has been really fun.
Thanks a lot.
We'll be back next week, next Monday. Same time, same place, same thing. In case you didn't catch it before, pick up Lost Artifacts of Greyghast. Flannel wrote it.
Available in fine bookstores everywhere, and Drive-Thru RPG in particular.
Yes, I will slap the Drive-Thru RPG link down in chat. Also, tomorrow, me, Riley, and potentially Sean are starting a new show called Dad Chat, where we talk about dad-related things. In our first game, we're going to play Dream Daddy, where you make the sexiest dad you can, and you try to date other dads. It should be pretty good time. And then Wednesday, Prison Architect, and Thursday, back again with Scare Boys, doing some more Resident Evil 7. Join me and Jake as we crap our pants. And
Scare Boys is a good time. I'm even scared on this one. I don't like that.
Get assorted limbs chopped off randomly. I think last time we got 3 limbs chopped off, or 2, something like that. But yeah, guys, I'm going to throw this link down in chat while we do the thanks. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will see you next time. Have a great night. So long.
Peace out.
Bye.
See you guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.